Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. We have myself, Trent, Frankie. We are live at Liberty National for the Northern Trust 2021. It's the first playoff event. There are 125 of the best players over the past season here. We have a big show. We have Wyndham Clark. We have Scottie Scheffler. And we're live
When was the last time we did a show together in person? Probably been a while.
Forest Dunes, Michigan.
Oh, yeah, Forest Dunes.
Man, it wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't that long ago.
You know?
man.
Like 3 or 4 weeks ago,
Well,
Trent?
I was thinking it was way longer than
Were
that.
you thinking like a year?
I was thinking the last
How far back
time.
were you thinking there?
I was thinking San Diego. When
Oh,
we were at
San
that
Diego,
hotel
yeah.
and we were in that conference room.
For the Kingdom.
Oh, we're talking about Fat Face Frankie.
Yes.
That's the last time I thought we all
Very
did it in
funny
person.
show, by the
You
way.
said
So
that was in
funny.
February?
Time is something that I don't understand
January
anymore.
was?
Yeah,
Wyndham-
see, I don't remember.
Wyndham Clark also said that Frankie looks like Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
He did
I don't
say
know that it was a compliment or not. I think it was
You had a
just
very funny answer to that, I thought.
Yeah, you did. And people can hear that during the
There-
interview.
Ooh, nice little teaser.
I got to say, I don't see the Justin Thomas thing. And I know
Really?
you've gotten it a lot.
Yeah,
I
all
don't
the
see it
time.
all the time. Sometimes I really see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just have two doughy white faces.
They're white, yeah.
That'll do it.
Just like
Doughy,
nothing
for
going
sure.
on them. Sometimes I see pictures of him. I said, man, that guy looks like me.
There's got to be something to it because a lot of people do say it.
There's just no definition. It's almost like looking at something that is round.
Yeah.
Well, moon face, like a
Like
moon.
it's almost like it's
Face like a
720p.
Same shape of that thing up in the
I
sky
don't know
there.
if the moon face kid is with us anymore.
You think he's passed away?
I think he did. I think he couldn't take it anymore.
Like as a
Remember
moon face tweeter, as a
There was a
person.
guy who used to comment on every single YouTube account, and he'd just say, Frankie has a face like the moon. He had merchandise that would have my face looking like a moon, and it said, Frankie looks like the moon. Frankie has a face like the moon. No matter what the video was, no matter who it was, I mean, it was crazy. And then one day he tweeted out, like, I can't take this anymore. And then, like, it just was no
And
more.
then he was gone.
You outlasted him.
I think so.
Well done.
He's not here anymore. So unless he has an epic resurgence, Moonface Kid has left us.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, no, it
So-
was quite the quite the turn.
The Northern Trust, we're going to be out here all week. Folks should buy tickets. Come out. There's a ferry that's taking people from downtown. Obviously, you know, with the pandemic, haven't been a ton of events that have been able to have, you know, fans. There hasn't been a golf tournament with fans around this area in a very long time. So Liberty National is a stunning venue. Even if there was no golf to watch, just walking this place, looking at Lady Liberty, looking at the New York City skyline, even this magnificent clubhouse here at Liberty, it is awesome. So come hang out with us. We had a big day today. We had a huge day. We had Phil Mickelson. We kind of had a little bit of a thank you competition with Phil Mickelson, which we're going to get into. First, Owen's Mixers. We got to thank Owen's Mixers. Huge meetup at the Green
Rock.
Green Rock.
in Hoboken on Thursday night, 6 p.m. So we're going to watch the golf. We're going to be out here at the course. And then we're going to go to Green Rock and meet up with folks and drink some Owen's Mixers.
I believe it's going to be us, and then I believe more Barstool personalities are going to be there as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any promises that
I would assume you'd see the likes of like the Marty Mushes,
Glenny
and
Balls.
the Glenny Ballses, and the Zaz because they love that place.
Yeah. And they're Jersey City guys, I'm pretty sure, right?
Marty Mush, Dana B. Yeah.
Okay. Come out and see us.
So come on out, 6 o'clock, Green Rock, Hoboken. It's going to be a great time. We're going to talk some golf. We're going to have some drinks with some folks. We're going to catch up. You can, I don't know, you say whatever you want to us in person because that's sort of how humans interact with each other. Another way they
That's how it
interact
goes.
is have cocktails.
Owen's Mixers, baby.
Makes interacting actually way easier, I would say.
Takes the edge off. A little liquid
Hugely.
courage.
Hugely. So what you can do is you can go to Amazon, cool service, and they will next day ship Amazon will, it's true, Owen's Mixer product to your place of residence or wherever you are residing in that time. You can get the Barstool Transfusion mix. You can get mint cucumber and lime. You can get grapefruit and lime. You can get their margarita mix. You get all kinds of good stuff. And then you can also go to owensmixers.com, their website, store locator, figure it out, and get it brought to you or go pick it up. So
We were drinking the margarita mix during our cutting stems last night.
cool set, by the way.
Thank you very much. Shout out to Owens.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's a Cutting Stems is a show presented by Owens Mixers, much like this show. And we had the margarita mix last night, and it was delightful. Highly recommend it.
It's good.
It is.
First time I ever had it was at Torrey Pines with Josh from Owens, who was like, hey, we got this new margarita mix. You want one while we walk these fine cliffs of Southern California? I said, absolutely. Awesome. Pour it in
really
with
good.
a little tequila, and you have yourself a great
It's a
margarita.
conversation starter, Owens. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, let me go make you a cocktail. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's this mixer.
How do you know how to do this?
Exactly.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't.
Pour
They did it
this
for me.
delicious.
Owens did it for me.
Just the
Mix.
perfect amount of mixer, and then you just fill it up with a little bit of alcohol.
You're cooking.
So Phil Mickelson, Joel Dahmen, Keith Mitchell, and Harry Higgs.
Who looks phenomenal, by the way.
Skinny Harry Higgs.
Skinny mini. He's a skinny little bitch now.
He looked better, or he looked skinnier at Kiowa, and I remember we maybe made mention of it then, and he looks even better out here now. Like, he's just doing it right. Whatever he's doing, I forget what he said to us, what his diet was.
Dude, he's doing the intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
That's what his guy told me.
And I think he said meat and veggies.
Okay, so no
Sometimes
carbs?
it sucks when the fat guys get a little skinnier.
It's sad.
He's so funny and jolly. You
Right,
know?
certainly a part of Harry
Lenny
Higgs'
Balls
appeal.
walked in and he just was like 130 pounds.
I don't think
Jonah
they
Hill.
Jonah Hill,
When he
yeah.
did it?
Jonah Hill literally gets less funny.
Yeah.
He gets more serious. You want to see him in a drama. It's crazy. It literally fluctuates with their... I mean, Hollywood has proven this.
Yeah, but Harry Higgs looks great.
He looks fantastic. I'm happy for him. I'm just saying. There's nothing like seeing that guy with a little bit of a belly. He's got the shirt down. Like, that was his
You're
brand.
mad that Harry Higgs got skinny.
I'm not mad. I'm happy for him personally. I'm mad that we don't
I
get
don't
to
think you
see
are.
that jolly...
I don't find him to be any less jolly now.
Okay.
Maybe a little less jolly.
He seemed a little more serious today.
He was in a big match.
He was in a big match, but I think the seriousness comes with being a little bit more flat.
I also think you're a little miserable.
I'm not miserable.
No. I'm saying the people that do it.
Oh.
Because when
Called him miserable.
No.
What do you mean the people that do it?
The people who lose weight, like when I'm
you're
at
saying
my
that he's-
biggest, I'm
okay.
certainly at my happiest.
I thought you were saying Frankie's judgment is skewed because he as an individual is miserable.
I guess you could.
No,
yeah, I guess I
that
am
also
miserable.
could be true. But I'm saying when I'm at my heaviest, I am at my happiest.
Right. Right. You think Harry Higgs is happy he's only having one meal a day?
No.
No way, dude.
I know that from experience. When I lost a ton of weight, I was less happy than I was when I was fat.
He
You were
looks
the most
great.
sad when you were the best in shape and most fit.
No doubt. But Harry
No
Higgs
doubt
looks
about
great.
it.
He does
He
look
looks
good.
great. So that big match today was Joel Dahmen, our buddy, who we beat in a scramble match at Mesa Country Club. Killed him. And then he went on tour a couple months later. Joel Dahmen and Phil Mickelson, the reigning PGA champion, against Harry Higgs and Keith Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. It was fun to be out there. There's a lot of people following along. There's no fans really allowed on property, but there are some like Liberty National members and other kind of VIPs, and then a bunch of media members around. It was very, very fun to follow, to hear Phil chirping. I think Phil on the first tee said, "Hey guys, I'm playing a Callaway with a silhouette of me jumping in the air for when I won the Masters on it. What are you guys playing?"
That's funny.
So that's a good line. And then, and so there's a lot of chirping back and forth. Sounds like him and Joel Dahmen won. Is kind of what I've been gathering. It's kind of finishing up right now, and we're doing a podcast, so I'm not on Twitter the whole time. But big takeaway for us was we still love to death Joel Dahmen, Harry Higgs, Keith Mitchell. They're awesome. We've had them on the show. We've chatted with them, done videos with them.
We love Keith Mitchell.
We had him on the show a few years ago after he won the Honda Classic.
He was nice.
Very nice.
Really nice.
He was at like a bar by himself. Remember that?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
He's a really nice guy. He's a
I've
little
never met
quieter, like in terms
Yeah.
of social and all that, than the other guys. But really good dude. And then we haven't had a ton of interaction with Phil Mickelson in real life, only kind of on the internet. We've even debated how much that's been actually Phil or his team or whatever.
All of it has been on the internet.
The second biggest.
Well,
name
you
in,
ran
like,
into him
golf
at
history.
you ran into him at a match.
I ran into the match when him and Tiger played, but he's very briefly just said like, "Oh yeah, you're from Twitter." Like,
Yeah.
I've appreciated the interactions. And then I saw him at Wingfoot when Jake Bass and I, but it wasn't on camera.
Yeah.
Me and Phil chatted for probably 60 seconds walking from a green to a tee. And other than that, we haven't really had any in-person interaction.
There's been a lot of it on the internet, though. A lot.
DMs.
DMs, a lot of
Messages.
just back and forth publicly on Twitter. Like, it's been
Tickling
a lot.
our ball sacks.
To the point where I have, in the past on this show, been like, I'm not sure how much of this is actually Phil and how much of it is someone on his team running his Twitter account. I've actually come to the other side of that for the most part. I do think he runs a lot of his Twitter account. It's just we've had a lot of interaction on Twitter and not as much in real life. That changed today.
So today on the second tee box, I believe it was, at Liberty National, it was a good environment for us because, again, a couple of those three other guys are our guys. Gino, who is Joel Damen's caddy, I've played around with before, so I know him pretty well. So we're surrounded by allies, right? And whenever it just kind of warms the situation.
Very much
when
so.
there's a big celebrity like Phil Mickelson, in our presence. So Joel Dahmen came over, gives Trent huge hug.
I
Congratulations.
want some credit for initiating that.
You?
I gave him a big old fucking wave, and he looked at me and waved. He goes, "Hi, Frankie."
You get that credit.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
No doubt.
What's
Well,
about
we
to
know that
happen-
you're fishing for credit.
Because what's
which
about
is
to come out, we all
understandable.
know that I'm not a part of it, so I just needed to make sure that was stated prior to you
Joel
talking
came
about
over. He was very nice. He congratulated me on breaking 100, which I've been getting a lot out here. Thank you to everyone who is saying
You've
that.
been getting it an enormous
So
amount.
funny to hear professional, top-of-the-line golfers, the best in the world, congratulate you on something to them is not even in the realm
You
of
may
like
have gotten-
mediocre. It's less than mediocre
On
to
this
them.
property today, you may have gotten more congrats for you breaking 100 than Kevin Kisner will get for
Definitely.
winning a PGA tournament.
I got it from Joel Dahmen and Harry Higgs back to back.
Dude, John Tillery, you saw him, and that was a great embrace.
It was
He
so
said
good to
that
see
people were saying congratulations to him, and then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that was crazy, kids," and they'd be like, "No, the other guy from Barstool, they're breaking the 100."
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I've been getting a lot, and it's surreal to get it from guys like Joel Dahmen and Harry Higgs. So they came over, big hugs, high fives, congratulations on breaking 100, and then it's hard to describe what happened next.
Well, then Phil Mickelson, 6-time major winner, 45 or so PGA Tour wins, maybe 46. One of the great players in the history of the game. One of the biggest celebrities in the history of the game. Made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
So much.
The lefty.
Walks right over to us, gives a fist bump, says, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And then
Who do you give fist bumps to?
We gave fist bumps, and I said plural because he gave them to myself and Trent.
Yeah.
And
A great embrace.
his fist, under no circumstances, even realized Frankie Borelli's fists were in America.
I got iced. He fucking iced me.
Didn't say a word to Frankie, didn't address him, didn't fist bump him.
But what Phil did say was interesting.
He thanked us enormously. I would say too loudly, to the point where it was awkward in front of other media members. He thanked us profusely for all that we have done to make golf cool.
Can
Dude.
we put that audio in right now, please?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How we doing?
Awesome. You?
Great.
Game's getting sharp.
We're getting there. It's getting there.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate what you guys do for golf. It's been really cool.
Thank you, man.
You're making it cool. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
So,
Happy to be here.
I'm very thankful for what you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. We
No,
can
I
have a
mean
thank
it.
you off.
I mean it because
Yeah,
we're
we're-
gotta be. You're just helping making the game cool, and we appreciate it.
Golf is cool. Good luck out there. How you feel about your partner?
Let's wait till Thursday before we call in luck. You know, but we're good today.
I think I gotta go get a fist bump. I'm gonna kill myself now.
And at no point, I would never shush Phil Mickelson, but he was being so loud
Shut
with
your,
his
shut your
thank-
mouth. Shut your mouth.
And like you said, Riggs, there were other media members around. It was a big crew following this match, and he just kept saying, "Thank you for all you've done." Is there somebody behind me?
It's Harold Varner III.
Okay,
Great guy.
great guy. We saw him earlier. He
the-
just kept saying, "Thank you for everything you do for the game. I'm thankful for everything you do for the game," and he was saying it loudly,
And
so
look,
everyone could hear.
We're not guys that can really handle being praised. No one ever praises us for any. Like, why would I be praised? We
I
don't
have
do anything
no idea how to accept compliments.
well ever. So then we have Phil Mickelson of all people, who I'm thinking he's going to bust our balls. He's gonna say, by the way, he did say, "I heard your game's getting sharp to you."
He did. He said, "Game's getting sharp." I said, "It's getting there."
Yeah, he pulled that from his brain. There's something I'm
Which
supposed
is
to know about this
awesome,
fucking
dude.
guy here.
He didn't say or look at me. He didn't say a fucking word to me. Didn't thank me. Didn't say a
thank
word to me. Didn't fucking fist bump me.
Do you want me to say thank you for everything
No,
you've done?
I don't need. No,
I'll do
I'm
it.
not gonna
listen,
do it.
I don't need that. I don't need thanks like
I'm
you
not gonna
guys.
do it
You
because it
guys-
needs to come from Phil, which is where we got it from.
It just hurts to get fucking. It was lefty on lefty crime, man. Of all the people in the world, Phil Mickelson, to not just fist bump me. I'm the fist bump king. Like, I love that shit. I love fist bumping people. I love getting in the mix with celebrities and athletes. I had this guy Michael be like, fawning over athletes is one of the most pathetic things you can do as a human being. And I was just like, this guy fucking sucks.
That guy sucks.
Imagine not like.
That guy's a zero.
Imagine not having your jaw on the ground in the presence of one of the best at the sport that you love. Like that is what life is. Like, you aspire to be the best, and you aspire to be successful and like famous and athletic and the best in that sport. And so like we fucking love it. Like, the ancient Greeks used to love when they're fucking athletes and these they would like battle to the death. It's like
How long do you think the ancient Greeks are going to be on your mind?
It's-
how
oh
many
my
times?
God, it's
How
a
many
couple years.
Till
shows?
the next Olympics.
You think so?
And then it's going to re-up again.
In 2022, are you still bringing up
the
the
only
ancient
reason I'm bringing it up
Greeks
today is
every
because
show?
at our core we love athletes.
True. It's a human thing to watch athletic
Sport.
specimens do things, and people like you are right. That's actually a very good time to bring up ancient Greeks.
Thank you.
It's been this way forever.
We fawn over them. Thank you for the wording, Michael, on Twitter. So, yeah, when I didn't get the fist bump, I was devastated.
And it's funny, too, because you knew that you
Immediately.
were living through a moment that we were now going to talk about like we're talking about right now.
Immediately. I didn't say a word to Tiger Woods when he came up to us. I forgot to, speak. And then
waved at him when he walked
I
away.
wasn't even in the
You
video.
waved at
Jake
Tiger
only
Woods.
got... I was in the video at some point, but Jake did not get my face shaking his hand. So, I was never really there.
Oh, with the Tiger video?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Phil Mickelson comes in. You remember that? It was like it just somehow catches Riggs and then Trent, and I'm behind. And now this time,
Boy, we're really uncovering some things with this because I did not notice that before with Tiger.
it's
And
just
for the record,
unfortunate.
Trent and I, during our really fun interaction where he thanked us so much,
Look me right in the eyes.
and then thanked us again and
He
again,
hates
super
me.
loud, so everybody on property could hear it. We had no clue that you were being shunned by Phil.
Luckily,
during
the part that didn't get on video is me actually holding out my fist.
that's
Oh.
actually a shame.
That's a
Somebody
shame.
might have that
That's
somewhere.
a shame. Yeah, it's a shame. He owes me one. He owes me one bad.
Does this hurt your fandom of Phil at all?
No, it actually makes it more.
He didn't do it on purpose.
He didn't. Now it's a
I
little
don't
more.
think.
Now I'm hungry. He's giving me a little taste.
It almost hurts more they didn't do it on purpose. You were unnoticeable.
You were there. We were there. Riggs and I were there.
Well, it's very well documented that
Some
we
people
were there.
said Dahmen
Right.
fucked me because he was kind of at Phil's left and I was to the right.
Don't take
of
this out on Joel.
Brendan Jones.
So he
our
put you in
filmer.
a blind spot for Phil?
And I was on the other side of E-Bug who was filming, so it was was I on the outside? But still, man. I mean, come on. I was
So
wearing
you
a
just-
Breaking 100 hat. I had Barstool Golf stuff all over me.
That whole time you just watched us interact with Phil and you just, you were a fan of us
Right
almost?
after that moment, some guy came up to you two and was like, I'm the biggest fan of you two.
We
on
took a
the
picture of
planet. And you guys took a picture of them. I just stood there and stared at them. And it was just what
Actually,
is
let's just take that mic away from
what is
you.
happening right now?
For about
Crazy.
2 minutes?
No, I'm actually, stop the hammering. Can you hear the hammering?
I don't think they can probably hear the
They
hammering.
can't hear the hammering?
Can you hear that on the head?
It's there.
Just so everyone knows, there's some hammering going on that we can hear.
Didn't they set
I'm not
these things up
actually-
weeks ago?
I'm not actually mad.
No, I know.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah.
It made the video better, to be honest.
Yeah. no,
right,
it
because
did.
then you turned to the camera and said, if I don't get a fist bump
I'm
from Phil
gonna fucking
Mickelson,
kill
I'm
myself.
going to fucking kill myself.
A la the Pittsburgh Penguins, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. We'll be hanging from the bathroom.
You'll
Don't
have your
ask me to do
redemption.
dishes,
Right.
nothing.
That's right. It sets you up for a redemption story.
Yeah, he owes me
Because
one.
he's gonna, if he hasn't seen it yet, he is gonna see all the traction on Twitter about how he missed out on giving Frankie Borelli a fist bump. He's gonna see that. Maybe he'll tweet something at you that says, "Hey, I'll get you next time," and that is gonna be a sweet, sweet embrace.
It'll be an
between the two
embrace.
of you. Yeah,
Maybe I'll get a little bit more than a fist bump,
maybe.
The door is now open for me to get embraced by Phil Mickelson, and that's the place I want to be. I'm just going to have to wait for it.
He was just so thankful.
He really was. Now, do you guys think that he was
Thank
doing
me
that
and
on
Trent
purpose?
so many times.
What do you mean on purpose?
I remember...
Oh, like saying it loudly in front of other media members?
He's been
Yes.
very public about hating the media recently. Detroit.
Yeah, you could pick up from his breadcrumbs, I think, that he is not a huge fan of most golf media.
I think that's a fair takeaway.
Except for us, which he thanked us for everything that we do for the world, really.
Just
making golf fun,
Fun.
making it cool.
making it cool.
My response, apparently,
Can I
which
get
people
a
are
water?
noticing, is golf is fun.
You said golf is cool.
Golf is cool.
You said golf is cool. But that's just one of those moments where you're just hanging on for dear life.
I'm looking for any words to come out of my mouth
Right. Because
that aren't, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Golf is cool.
I think that's fair. Nobody can disagree with that. Some people might, I guess, but for the most part, golf is really cool.
Yeah, I just kind of mirrored, what he said, kind of.
Right. Because
I didn't say a word to him again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't even there.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah, you
It was
weren't
in the
really
parking
there.
lot.
You were.
I got
it's-
people texting me. Vinny Lettieri from Minnesota goes, "You're the Iceman." Oh no, I'm texting people across the NHL that you are now the Iceman. You got iced by Phil Mickelson. It will live with you forever. I'm now. That is what I'll live by until I get embraced.
I was personally, and I wasn't thinking about this at the time, but now thinking back into my head, I'm just trying to avoid another where you stationed moment with one of the best
fine with
golfers of
this
his
one.
generation.
You actually did great with this one.
Yeah, because he said, game's coming around, and I said, it's getting there.
That's great.
Right.
You had an A performance.
Thank you.
I thought.
Thank you. Because I wanted to avoid, once again, getting asked a question
Frankie
where...
just didn't even show up to the test.
No.
Which,
Can't even give me an F.
I gotta be honest, the hammering's getting closer.
Hammering's getting way closer. Stop the hammering.
E-Bug shaking his head like, oh yeah, I can see the levels now.
Hammering's
People
at-
haven't seen that clip. We might have to put that in of the stop the hammering guy.
Oh my god, it's coming from here. It's there.
There.
Somebody
Oh,
over
no.
there.
Stop.
Somebody
the
in that
hammering.
control room is out of control.
What a clip.
It is such a good clip. They're
They're doing it on purpose now.
Has to be ruining.
They also have to hear us say stop the hammering, and they're hammering louder.
What do you think they're hammering? This thing was built. It's already built.
All right,
We're sitting on it.
As soon as we stopped, they stopped.
We're
We're good to keep rolling, Bug?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you guys know about cryptocurrency?
I know that it's a little bit of a risk, but a high reward, and I like it.
I know a little bit about it. I'd actually like to know more.
Well, your answer to that is a little podcast called Modern Finance Podcast, hosted by Kevin Rose.
Okay.
Is a great place, Trent and Frankie. Thank you for joining us, Frankie.
Yeah.
A great place
Make
to
sure
listen
you include him in everything.
about the
Going forward.
latest.
Did you bite your tongue when you just said that?
trends.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
No.
Well, I kind of came up with the idea to jab you a little bit there, and that might have messed
You
up
had
the
to
whole
pivot.
way
Did.
that
I
I
caught
Yeah.
that though.
chew and talk. Is a great place. Again, this is the Modern Finance Podcast hosted by Kevin Rose. It's a great place to listen about the latest trends in crypto and brush up on fundamentals. Crypto isn't for everyone until you listen to Modern Finance. Modern Finance is the crypto show for the novice and expert alike. Their mission is to demystify crypto and the world of NFTs without dumbing it down. So giving you all the real information without speaking to you like you're a 1-year-old.
What I know about crypto is that I need to know more about it.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be one of those things where I just brush it off, where I'm like, oh, I don't understand it, so I'm just going to move on and not pay attention to it at all. No, I actually want to go the other way, and I'd really like to learn the ins and outs of it and try to understand it more.
You don't want the whole world to get rich on crypto except you because you didn't know anything.
And it comes in waves, so it's like it comes in your life. You're like,
Wave
why
on
didn't I do
wave,
that?
No direction.
And then it goes away for a while, and you're like, all right, I'm not even gonna think about it. And then again in the news, it's like, I just bit my tongue. See that?
Is it
Karma.
That's insane.
Yeah, is this
I mean,
like
I haven't bitten my tongue in years. That's insane.
contagious? What's going on here?
I just called you out for biting your tongue.
Dude, I think it's when you pivot when
That
you're
was
trying to say
insane.
something. It's
The
like
fact that like it comes back and it's this resurgence of crypto, and you're like,
bite
how
your
are
tongue,
these
Frank.
fucking people getting rich off this shit?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Being dismissive.
You gotta be in it.
Right, and being dismissive of it is at a point immature, where you're just like, I don't want to learn a new thing, so whatever. But it sounds like this podcast will teach you a lot about it.
feel informed about your investments and don't miss out on the next big thing in crypto or NFTs. Join Kevin Rose on the Modern Finance Podcast every single week so you do not miss a beat. The financial landscape, harder than ever to navigate. You don't have to do it alone. Download and subscribe to Modern Finance wherever you listen to podcasts. Again, go download and subscribe to Modern Finance wherever you listen to podcasts. I don't know if you've ever done an ad read for another podcast, but I
No.
like that one. That's going to be, you're going to get quite different subject matter there than you will on the Foreplay Golf podcast.
Right, not a ton of crypto talk. Certainly not any informed crypto talk on this podcast.
I would say any crypto talk we've had has been satirical about how little we know about crypto.
100%.
Yeah.
That's right.
Another guy, Abraham Ancer. So clearly word had gotten to him. Very recent winner. He won the WGC a few weeks ago. He's going to be a stud for a long time to come in the golf world.
Yep.
Clearly, he's just got everything about him. The maturity, the vibe. He's just got his shit together, and he's sick. He played great under pressure at Royal Melbourne, except for when Tiger Woods dusted him in singles match. But anyways, he clearly word had gotten back to Abe Ancer, Honest Abe, that, you know, we told the story that our running bit with him is that he tells us, I think his crutch when he would run into us was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get you guys those hats. We're like, that's awesome, man.
Well, take it even further. Our crutch was saying how much we love the logo of his tequila company.
true.
Yeah.
And then he would say, oh, I'll get you a couple hats. And then it just we would never connect.
My guy, oh, you guys didn't get those. I'm going to make sure my guy gets you those hats. We'd be like, awesome. Then we'd see him at the next tournament. Same conversation. Well, that had gotten back to him that we had told the world about our running bit of crutches.
Yeah.
And he came running over to us today
With his
Yeah.
phone.
with his phone and was like, all right, I'm getting you these fucking hats. And he actually exchanged numbers with us and said, text me the address. I'm sending you the hats.
So now we'll just have him on the show and we'll all wear the hats during the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'm in on that.
Me too. Because I will say I want the hats, but I also don't want the hats.
You think you can rock that hat?
Because I want the reason I don't want them is because I like the bit.
You think you can rock that hat?
I've been going hatless a lot lately.
It's such a strong hat. Like it's like only Abraham Ancer can rock that thing.
He looks so good in
It's
it.
got this like wild logo. It's so cool, but like the way he walks around with it's a black hat. He's got the black shirt on. I'll be interested to see if we can wear those things and rock them.
We can try.
Yeah,
We're definitely going to. I mean, there's going to be a podcast where we
just
show up
wear
on the
'em.
screen and we're all wearing the
Yeah.
hats. And then there was a discussion amongst us of like, do we text them the wrong address
to never get the
so
hats,
that we
yeah.
don't ever get the hats, and it just becomes a thing. But
We'll take the hats.
I want the hats, and I don't want him to feel like we dogged him or set him up for failure,
No.
or anything of that nature.
Because
So
the logo is sweet.
who else do we run into?
I ran into Tillery. My guy John
I
Tillery.
wanted to see your swing coach.
It was really great. I have not seen him in person. I obviously FaceTimed him after I broke 100, but I hadn't seen him yet, and it's just different. When we came upon him on the putting green, and it's always good to see him, but it was even more special this time around, obviously, and we hugged. Apparently, I let out a sigh. A lot of people are tweeting at me
I saw that.
and commenting, saying like,
I saw the
was
tweets
just
about your
like
sigh.
a relieved sigh, like we did it, man, we did it, and it was really good to see him. Obviously, he's coming off a big month with me breaking 100 and then Kevin Kisner winning just the other day, so he's living great, and it's good to see him. And we immediately started talking about what's next, breaking 90. When am I going to go back down to Georgia? When are we going to get that rolling? So he's going to look at some dates, and we're going to work that out. But it was just good to see him after such a triumph.
One of my big takeaways from today is that the people are demanding a breaking 90
Big time.
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Players, coaches, fans.
And we've been getting a lot of that since I broke 100, but it continues to roll. And JT, John Tillery, he's just been really busy, and I've been busy. We've been traveling a lot. But we are going to get together. We're going to work out some dates, and we're just going to start breaking 90 and go from there. But it was really good to see him.
You guys have a pretty, you guys have a great relationship, I would say, you and John Tillery.
We do.
It's almost, it feels natural. It feels like the two of you have been close for decades.
And I said that when I came back from Georgia during the first time when we started Breaking 100, that sometimes you just meet people and you connect immediately. And John Tillery is one of those people for me. And it's really amazing how it has worked out, just because the video series went so well and it's going so well. Like, it could have happened where I went down there, Jake and I, to start the video series, and we just didn't click.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we still would have made the videos, and we still would have had a good time with it. But it's really just worked out so well, and I'm so happy that I picked him for my swing coach, and that he agreed to do it. It just all worked out together. I think we're very similar in a lot of ways, and it works out.
We saw Pat Perez. Hilarious to see him in this setting, that he's like actually doing the thing.
Yeah, like a competitive, pretty serious golf.
I think that all the time with
Sporting
like the
environment.
Islanders sometimes. I was watching them in the fucking Eastern Conference Finals. I'm like, can you believe Brock Nelson is out there scoring goals like to try and win a Stanley Cup? It's crazy. And I see Pat Perez, and I just can't believe he was standing next to Dustin Johnson hitting golf shots.
And then
And Pat Perez has made a shit ton. What was he on the all-time money list?
Dude, he's like
54?
50 something?
54th or
Top
something.
60 all time.
All-time money list, and we're acting like this guy's like not supposed to be out there. But it just looks so weird to me.
Same
Just
thing
the
with
more I
Kisner.
know him. Yes, Kiz for sure.
We've had some we've had some nights with Kisner where it's
Serious
like,
nights.
that's just the guy. He's just one of the guys.
Kiz snuck on the golf course. Like,
Yeah, and then he's fucking throwing darts and winning tournaments in a 6-man playoff. Like, it's very funny to see these guys in the different contexts that we get to see them, and Pat Perez is absolutely one of those
I think
guys.
we're gonna keep rolling until Scottie Scheffler gets here and just make him sit down. You know, I don't want to even introduce
100%.
myself.
I want
even
Scottie
want. I just want to.
Scheffler
I just
is
want
gonna
him to
join.
sit down, live, running.
What do you think we're going to ask this guy?
Yeah, all right, that's right. Before he gets here, let's talk about your history with Scottie Scheffler.
My history with Scottie Scheffler. Well, we'll talk about it with him, but my history with my history with Scottie
Bite your lip
Scheffler.
there?
I see him. I see him. I just saw
My history with Scottie
Scheffler.
Scheffler is that we were at Kiowa, and I was just like, Scottie, and he turned around and goes, "You know who I am? Like, what the fuck?" And we kind of got into a weird back and forth.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Is that
he has
mic
no
on?
idea. Is that mic on? Scottie.
Scottie.
We're rolling,
We're
baby.
rolling right now.
Live?
No, we're not
well, we're not
live,
live,
but we are
but
rolling.
We just
Hold on,
thought
I got
that
this thing
you've got the
stuck
vibe
in
where
there.
we just want to just roll right into it.
Yeah.
You know?
Hello. How are you? Yeah,
How's it
try
going?
to speak into that puppy as much as you obviously can. Always nice at these events. Again, being out here at Liberty National at the Northern Trust, we ran into our TaylorMade
We did.
family.
We did.
Who are responsible. Barboody, one of the great characters in golf.
Who
Yep.
people don't really know about at all. But he's one
Have
of
we
our...
ever told people about Barboody?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but he's our main point of contact for the most part at TaylorMade. He sends us all
I
his
think
stuff.
maybe we talked about him when we said, like, think about how many balls you have to send and then double it.
That's to
You know?
Barboody. Yeah,
that was
we
to
told him
Barboody
that.
if we didn't mention him. But
He is
yeah,
our point of contact.
he helped get the Trent video up on the wall at the TaylorMade headquarters.
Yep,
Yep.
the Wall Champions. He's
Which
the
is
one who sent that
insane.
to us and was like, check this shit out. And we're like, that's maybe the best video we've ever seen.
Bold dresser, I would say, in
Yep.
the golf
He
world.
is. He is. He's got style.
Yeah, he's
A
got
stylish haircut, too.
big time.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got kind of a Cali bro mix to him, but he's also kind of jacked with like tattoos.
He's got
a
a big,
deadhead.
he's got a big Jerry Garcia tattoo on his arm.
Huge.
Yeah,
But he's a golf guy, so
Yes.
as big of a golf guy as he can be. He works for TaylorMade Golf.
yeah.
Anyway, great company, great friends that we've got over there, including Barboody. Big thanks to him for all that he does. But we were laughing with them about you being in the Wall of Champions, Hall of Champions.
And they said that they made 2 of those and they're going to send one to the Barstool office, which we will be putting up somewhere. I don't know where, but there's a lot of space in that office. So that picture of me with the less than a 100 used the Sim 2 Max driver. That's going up in the Barstool offices.
And they said they slap it like, we play like champion today. They
Notre
slap
Dame.
that puppy on their way, into a big meeting. So
TaylorMade is very, very good to us.
they get it. They get it. Go to barstoolsports.com/TaylorMade. We got our own landing page there. You can check out what we use. But Trent just shot the lowest round of his life using TaylorMade. My handicap's the lowest it's ever been using TaylorMade. Lurch, I believe, is just posted a score where he shot like 1 over par.
Let's
Obviously,
let's sing the praises of Frankie Borelli's
using
game.
TaylorMade.
What are you doing well right now?
I'm playing to my handicap, which
Okay.
is
It's
great.
exciting because like there was a
you're
time
doing
where
it
it was,
using.
it was going up. Like it was started at an 8, and then it was an 8.8, then it was a 9.5, then it was a 9.7, then it was like a 9.9. But I've gotten it back in the 8s because I've been playing easier courses, so it's nice. It's nice to I'm not playing as good a golf as you guys, so I don't know what else you want to hear from me.
But you feel confident in
amazing.
your equipment, which is brought to you
We
by
really got somewhere there. We really got to something there.
Fuck you. Fuck TaylorMade. I'm just kidding. I mean, we all know we love TaylorMade.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
a joke at this point.
Their
It
equipment
is.
is,
They are.
is
It is.
ridiculous.
Their golf
Sim
ball's
2s are
great.
insane. The new wedges they sent you, how about those?
Oh my God, they're so nice. I can't wait to use them.
So clean.
They're
God,
so
they sent
clean.
you the matte black ones?
They did, yeah.
Oh,
That's
there's nothing
going
better.
right in my
Oh
bag.
my God.
Going right in my bag.
So the Sim family obviously available now. Their fairway woods, their drivers, the P770s, P790s, their Sim irons. They got their hybrid. Everything's awesome from TaylorMade. So, and again, I've been raving about their golf ball. I just love using the TP5, TP5X. The tour response is awesome too. So big thanks to TaylorMade. Go to barstoolsports.com/TaylorMade. Check out TaylorMade and Barstool golf gear. So we were just talking about our history with you. And Frankie,
He
I
already
wasn't
smirked
there.
at me. I'm telling you, there's something
You
going on.
two smirking
wanna
us a
know why
lot.
I'm laughing?
Yeah.
Because I guess we had to rush this today, and Josh just told us you have to go train with Dave tomorrow.
That is.
And that's how he phrased it. Too,
Yes.
is training.
We are
So
going to.
that's-
Well, yeah, we have to
I'd be
practice. We have
smirking
a
too if I
massive-
heard that.
We
I'd
have
be
a
smirking
massive
too.
match going on,
Yeah,
and we
well,
have to practice. So yeah, tomorrow's a training day, big time.
Are you coaching him up?
I don't know that I really have the. I don't have the qualifications for that, but I'm going to be there. I'm going
That
to
is an
try.
interesting dynamic that you're going to be coaching Dave Portnoy.
I think I can help him get him to where he needs to be, like mentally.
Okay.
Like,
So you're aware of the match.
I'm aware of the match.
What are your genuine thoughts about what could happen during that match between Dave and Brooks?
Like who's gonna win, or
Yeah.
I mean, if I was betting on, I would probably bet on Brooks.
Okay.
Brooks is
Sadly,
going
no,
to
no
kill
offense.
him. Brooks is going to kill Dave.
Yeah, I forget he always goes against Dave. I've seen Dave's video of him doing the mulligan challenges.
he only took
and-
385.
Stinks.
But
he
also,
also
I've
was
never seen
4
Brooks
under.
play lefty, so I.
That
don't
was
know.
going to be my question to you. Have you ever seen? So you never seen
No.
him? Never even attempted.
I
it?
think the world has really only seen videos here and there. It's pretty good.
could be doctored.
The
The video he put up last night was the video he put up last night was blatantly
propaganda.
fake. Blatantly fake.
I think it was CGI'd too.
100%, dude. You could hear it fall in the cup. It was a pin in the cup.
Did you see the video from last night?
No.
He
So-
like blindfolded. Tom Brady did one like 2 weeks ago where he just like was hitting.
Threw it into the. Or
Yeah,
wait.
he was just, like,
I
hitting-
saw that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was completely fake.
Yeah.
So Brooks was like, I saw Tom Brady do this, I'm going to do it. And he put the fucking blindfold on, hit the putt, and actually looked at where the ball was going with the blindfold on. It's insanity.
It was like a 70-foot putt.
It was a 70-foot putt.
He made it
Yeah.
on the CGI.
So your money's on Brooks.
Yes.
My whole thing with this match is that we got to get Dave to a certain number and not worry about Brooks. Right? Like, Dave has to break like 95.
Yeah. What can he shoot?
That's like yet to be seen. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, he shot 4 under at the U.S. Open.
He had 365 moments.
Doesn't matter.
So he actually
he won the
shot
bet.
like 430.
He won the bet.
He still did it.
He did
He
win the
persevered.
So, can you play left-handed at all? Do you ever try?
I've tried. I'm not good at it.
You hit it like dog shit?
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah. You seem pretty plugged into Barstool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
All
a
right.
big fan.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Dude,
That actually. That's.
that makes more sense because when we were at Kiowa, we had such a funny little back and forth there. It was so like almost awkward, but not.
Because we had just talked about you on the show a couple of weeks before that, saying like we like Scottie's vibe. Like he seems like a very cool, very
See my
relaxed.
AirPods almost fall off his
AirPods
ledge.
just came out of his pocket.
I almost-
Look where they fucking finished. That is unbelievable.
Man, I wish they had
It
fallen.
was just fell off the cliff.
If we're being honest, I wish they had fallen just because that would have been funnier.
So the interaction at Kiowa, because I wasn't there.
So we were just walking by him, and I'm like, "What's up, Scotty?" And you stopped and laughed at me, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "Oh, I just didn't know you knew who I was or my
Well,
name."
it was weird because I think I had like walked by him, and so I think I was talking to my coach or something, and so I walked by and I hear this voice, and it's like, "Hey, Scotty," and I turned around and it was Frankie, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't think you knew my name," and then he started like yelling at me, like,
That sounds like Frank.
God, you really are a crazy person.
Yeah. I was just like, "How the fuck do I not know Scottie Scheffler?" I mean, come on.
Because we had just talked about him being like, oh, we like his vibe, we think he's cool,
Yeah.
and we didn't think that you knew who we were. So that's like
We've always wanted you to be in our crew. We have like a crew of guys. I just think you're laid back, kind of a big body. I just like your vibe, man.
Big in a good way.
In a good way. Like you're just like you got a
You have a
presence out there.
yeah.
You're not like some fucking like wimpy guy out there. You're like a guy.
Give us one of the wimpy guys you were thinking of.
Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I knew that.
so I've seen the video of you
So there we go.
the fight or whatever it was. Yeah.
That's your crutch when it comes
Yeah,
to a
but
little
also
wimpy
he's
guy.
our guy, so I guess we just take
Yeah,
everyone.
he's great. No, we did. We said you have like such a chill vibe
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah, well, thanks. I appreciate it. I've been a fan of Barstool a long time, so I mean, I'm glad y'all are getting into golf now as
So
well.
talk to
Thank
us
you.
about this like vibe. You just don't like get nervous on the golf course. Like, do things not
No,
affect
I mean,
you?
I get nervous.
You just like don't physically show it.
I guess, because like,
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
'cause-
I'm not looking at myself.
yeah, I mean, I definitely get nervous. I get nervous when I go out and play for fun. So
Yeah.
I mean, like I like to play well, and so I get nervous. Just
Do you get nervous on first tee? First
Yeah.
tee jitters?
yeah,
Still?
yeah.
Is that something you like never want to lose? I feel like
Yeah,
you
so I
guys-
feel like when I'm nervous, I play better.
Right.
And so, like, if I get a little bit of nerves, I tend to focus a little bit harder. And so for me, if I'm not nervous, I'm probably going to be worried. Usually, so I used to wear one of those whoops.
Yeah.
And so it measures your strain. And so, like, guys have said when they're playing better, the whoop score is higher. And for me, my bad rounds, my whoop score was always crazy low. Like, when I played terrible, my whoop score, I would have a strain of like a 12. And when I was playing good, it would be like a 20 or
Right.
19. And so
Wow.
for me, if I'm
Wow.
not nervous, I'm worried.
That means you're like,
Heart's pumping.
well, no, you're learning that you didn't like care enough to like play well.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like I started playing like in the rounds in which I played terrible, my whoop score was really low. And even my mediocre rounds, they would still be high, but when I played terrible, it was really low.
I just picture Scottie Scheffler like watching planes fly by. He's like, what are we doing out here?
Yeah,
Just,
like,
not paying attention.
in the middle of those rounds, did you know that was like you were thinking to yourself,
Yeah.
like I'm probably gonna have a low whoop score today?
Well, I'd even tell my caddy, I'm like, I just can't focus right now. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I just, for some reason, it didn't happen very often, but for some reason, I just couldn't focus. I don't know.
Do you find that like fans now are helping with that at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to play terrible in front of people.
It's like a charged up environment
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever get mad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have emotions? That's what we're asking.
Is that really what it is? Yeah. I
You
mean,
robot.
We wanna make sure you have all the
I wish we had my
emotions.
caddy in here. He would know a lot better than everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Because we never see it. We don't see you. get
Yeah,
mad.
I mean, so growing up, I would get really pissed, like really, really pissed. And so that was something I always worked on, was not getting really pissed. And I feel like that's something I still struggle with. So I'm glad that you guys think I have this vibe or something.
Just say, I thought you like
Because-
maybe sliced a part of your brain off. And
No,
now
I
you're
mean,
no
no,
longer angry.
I used to get really mad. You can have, my college teammates, like Doug, Ask
Yeah.
Doug. Doug.
Yeah.
Don't ask him on a hot mic because he has too many stories.
Yeah.
But in private, you can
He's a
ask
big
him.
storyteller,
Yeah,
too.
he is.
Yeah. Doug's great. Yeah, I feel like he shows some emotion.
Yeah.
A little bit more. Yeah. It's
I mean,
just-
I
don't
think everybody out here has some more fire than people think just from seeing us on TV.
It's a
Yeah.
healthy balance, though, right? Because you want that fire. That's
Yeah.
like what makes you strive to be better.
Yeah.
Like if you lose that completely, then you have low whoop days. You just don't play.
I mean,
as well.
you have to get fired up. You have to get excited, and like I think sometimes even when I'd have those low whoop scores, I'd leave the tournament trying to figure out how to not make that happen. And so for me, just like I've always been extremely competitive, and so when I play poorly, so after we finished in Memphis last week, we stayed around and watched Sam finish because we were staying with him. Ended up not winning, but then my wife and I, we drove 7 hours home to Dallas, and I was just sitting there in the car like just thinking about how I was going to not let this happen again. I was just fuming.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just you got to have the fire. You got to stay motivated and try and play well.
What's like the biggest shot of your career that sticks with you now in terms of like, fuck, I wish I, goddamn.
Oh, I wish I had it back.
Yeah.
We'll ask you the positive one next.
Yeah.
No, we don't care about that.
Let me think.
Like
about
any that
the
you
tournaments.
dwell on. Like we asked, I remember me and Trent asked Gary Player one time, like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Pretty similar question. And he just started fuming, telling a story about when Arnold Palmer like holed out on him and like in the final hole of the Masters like 50 years before, and you could tell he was still pissed. He's like, nobody holds out from there. And not necessarily that he could have done anything like dramatically different, but there was, a moment in his career. I guess your career is still young. But even amateur, anything like that, where you're just like, how did I not pull that off? Do you ever like think about that?
I'm trying to think right now. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one
It's
in
probably
which.
good that you're not dwelling on stuff.
Yeah. I mean, probably what's still stuck in my head is the last round of Memphis, just because we just talked about it, and there's a couple shots and a couple putts that I wish I had back, and just because, I mean, I was so mad when I got off the golf course and I saw it 16 under 1. I started the day at 13, and that was after bogeying 18 on Saturday, which I was still frustrated about. And so I would go back to just some shots in that round that I had last week that just couldn't get anything going, and it's still, I mean, that's
So-
just because it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
What's like the process to correct that? Is it like more grinding? Is it focus? Is it whoop?
so-
Is that the answer?
No, whoop is definitely. I don't even wear the whoop anymore. It was getting in my head. What I took away from last week was when I'm at home, I need to be more focused in my practice. And so sometimes I think I can get a little bit too relaxed, and I'm not as competitive when I practice. And so for me, what I was really focusing on last week was bringing it to a tournament level at home when I was doing my stuff at home.
How do you do that?
Just imagine.
Yeah.
You like punish yourself if you hit bad shots? in the
No,
range?
no, but it's
It's like you got a whipping boy ready, and it's like
I bring my caddy on. No, I mean, for me, I just imagine. I always felt like if I was playing tournament golf versus a driving range, if you watched my dispersion on the driving range, it would be like, let's say it's this wide. If you watched me in a tournament, my dispersion would be this wide. And that's something I worked on in college with my college coach, was just making sure I keep that focus for whether it was 18 holes or 30 skills or whatever it was. And so now I'm trying to do my best to take that to the range and the short game area when I practice.
interesting.
So you're number 20 in the world now, obviously incredibly impressive. But like, how long did it take for you to get used to this level of golf on the PGA Tour? Right, you're college, high school. I'm assuming you were like the best at your high school. College, you're amazing. Amateur status, you're amazing. When did you finally feel like, all right, I can play with these guys? Was there like a moment? Was there a tournament?
So I was fortunate enough. I was able to play a couple PGA Tour events before I got.
Okay.
I played 2 events when I was in high school, and I played 2 U.S. Opens when I was in college. And I had some success at the Nelson when I was in high school. I think I finished like mid-20s,
Yeah.
which was, that would have been the most nervous I was on a golf course up until that point. I mean, it was my senior year of high school, local event,
Totally.
all the high schools out there
Were you just
watching.
a stud in high school that week?
That week only. And it was, at the very end of high school, so it didn't do me much
Everyone's
good.
like, what's
But-
this dork play?
Yeah.
And then that
Yeah,
week, they're like,
exactly.
he's on TV.
Yeah. I've been telling you guys.
So my wife, we started dating my senior year of high school, and she knew I was playing in the Byron Nelson. We'd been dating for like 6 months at this point, but she knew nothing about golf, nothing about anything. And we were watching TV with her dad, and she sees a commercial, and she's like, wait a minute. She's like, that's I was like, yeah, like it's a
It's
big
a
thing. Yeah. I was
I
like,
swear it's a thing.
yeah, like
People care about it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people.
some people did. But for me, those would be kind of some of those moments. I finished, I think, maybe 20th at the U.S. Open. And so I always had the confidence that I could play out here. And it was just a matter of making it out here, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the now to be positive? What's the best shot you think you've ever hit?
The best shot?
Circumstance, it could be just flushed it, like whatever.
Yeah. So I'll go back. I think the shots out here, I haven't really, made a putt to win a tournament. I haven't made that huge putt on 18 yet. And so for me, I haven't had one out here. My biggest one was in Q school, which was probably the most nervous I've been in a tournament ever, just because you're fighting for your career.
Yeah.
So my first year out of school, I go through first, second stage, and third stage of Q school. The first two stages, I had to shoot a really low round to get through both of them. Was able to do that. And at final stage, I was in a great position. I was like T8 going to the last round. You only have to finish T40. And so I get into this mode where I'm not as focused. I'm like, all I got to do is shoot, 1 or 2 under on this easy golf course. It's not hard. And all of a sudden, I get in this position where I have to birdie 17 and par 18, or else I don't get my card, and then I'm stuck without a place to play for another year.
Right.
I make a great up and down on 17 for birdie. It was a par 5, and I get to 18. I hit it down the middle of the fairway. I'm like, all right, I got it. Full wedge, 2-putt. We're good. I'm fine. I hit this high snipe 50 degree. It's like I usually hit it 130. I hit it like 155.
No way.
Long left of the green, and now I'm chipping up and over this ridge down to the pin. I'm sitting back there. I'm like, I got my career on the line here. How am I back here? What am I doing?
Shit.
And I hit this chip to maybe 6 inches and just
No
tapped it
way.
in. I got off the golf course, and I was like,
Thank God.
just it's just as happy as could be.
Man.
And so for me, I always look back on that shot just because, first of all, it was a difficult shot, and it's one of those deals where I shouldn't have been in that position, but I was, and I was able to pull it off with, the start of my career on the line. Which is a big deal for
Dude,
me.
not enough attention gets paid to that kind of pressure, like your livelihood and your career and
Yeah.
the next year or two of your life on the line type pressure. Because winning a tournament, there's obviously going to be pressure. It changed a lot of people's lives, but those guys typically, the people that are in there a lot of times, they've won tournaments, they've got millions of dollars, they've got a ton of status. They're usually playing really well already because that's how they're going to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're grinding for a cut or you're grinding for Q school, and it's not the glamour that's going on out here all the time, that kind of pressure is different.
Yeah, because if I don't get that ball up and down, I'm stuck. I got to go back to doing Monday qualifiers on the Corn Ferry Tour, which is a brutal way to do things.
Just absolutely
yeah, it's
sucks.
tough.
Digital security, very important. People struggle from digital theft, digital violations, really, being attacked digitally all the time.
Digital security is something I know very little about. As a guy who works on the internet, as I work with guys who also work on the internet, we know nothing about this stuff.
Nothing. And we're all over the place. People, we got accounts in all kinds of different, clearly social media outlets with pretty large followings. That could be a problem.
Right.
Somebody, we're able to take that over, take it,
Do
steal
something
it.
crazy with it.
Your bank accounts, your personal information, all of that stuff. And before Aura, I was just as vulnerable as a human could possibly be. I was ripe for the taking.
Me too.
Aura.com/foreplay can get you complete protection and savings of up to 40%. With Aura, you'll get alerted to fraud and threats fast. Like if your online accounts or passwords are leaked online, or if someone tries to open a bank account in your name, you will be alerted. Aura is easy to set up. All plans come with $1 million in identity theft insurance. I can't say insurance properly. Insurance?
Insurance.
You guys just say it faster than I do.
Insurance.
You say insurance.
It's all-in-one protection from identity theft, financial fraud, malware, scam sites, and so much more. With an easy online dashboard and alerts sent straight to your phone, Aura keeps you in control and guides you through solving any issues for a limited time. Aura is offering our listeners up to 40% off plans when you visit Aura.com. That's AURA.com/foreplay. That's Aura.com/foreplay. One word, FOREPLAY. 40% off, up to 40% off for our listeners, limited time only when you visit Aura.com/foreplay. So out here this week, we're kind of talking about different types of pressure. You're in a pretty good place, clearly, for the FedEx Cup, but kind of what's your mindset going into playoffs? Is it different or weird at all that it's now a different almost season within a season?
Yeah, because everything starts over. I think these tournaments are worth 4 times as much. Is that
Yeah.
is that right? And so, what I noticed last year getting to East
You know
Lake.
that, Frank?
Nope.
Did you just say yeah?
I was
no way any of us know that.
I know
Trent
literally.
probably
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You had me convinced.
It's not
I was
You
You'd
would
like,
be
what?
stunned at how little we know.
It's not. Yeah, it's not 3
That's
times.
why I was
it's not
surprised you knew
5
my
times.
I couldn't believe you said. You're like, yep. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
we're just like, yep, 4 times. Not
Well, I
3
think
times.
don't quote us on that.
Used to be
but
2.
Yeah, I guess.
Not 3, not 5, just
Yeah.
4.
4.
And so what I noticed was going into Eastlake, I think the guy who's in first starts at 10 under, then it goes to maybe 8, 7, 6 or something like that. So if you're not top 5 going into the FedEx Cup final, you're basically starting 5 shots behind.
Right.
And so I think last year DJ was in first and I was at maybe 1 or 2 under, and I was like, man, I just played with him 2 weeks before in Boston and he smoked us again. I was like, we got to catch this guy from 8 shots behind. It's going to be tough.
You were second in Boston, right?
No, I think I ended up finishing maybe
You were
fourth.
like
I think
right there?
Harris ended up finishing second last year.
Yeah, because that was when DJ ran away from it.
Yeah, he beat us by I think 11.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
God, that was ridiculous.
That was-
And then the next week, you got to give him. You basically giving him like 8 shots, or a couple weeks later,
Yeah.
giving him 8
Well,
shots.
then he almost won at Olympia Fields. I think he finished second to John.
That's
and
right.
then
Those putts.
yeah, that's right.
Those crazy putts.
See Trent
See, we
knows.
pay
Yeah,
attention.
You know what's going on a little bit.
Yeah, we're on top of our
Sometimes.
stuff right now. Yeah. What's the most nervous you ever been over a golf shot?
Probably that chip at Q School.
Really?
I think I'm going to go back to that one again. Just it's such a different vibe for people that haven't done it. I mean, I remember going into first stage, the final. I was on the number, and you're playing these easy golf courses. And what I find around the easier golf courses, you can't really limp your way around. You still have to make birdies. Golf's still a hard sport where you have to go out and make birdies. And so I usually struggle on those easier courses just because of that, that reason. You have to still find a way to make birdies, and just with your career on the line. I mean, if I don't get through first stage, I am going back to the Adams Tour. I'm going to do Monday qualifiers. I think the summer I turned pro, I played 6 or 7 Web Monday qualifiers and was 30-something under and made one of them.
Jesus.
It's
Yeah,
it's
the
brutal.
numbers in those, like you see people shoot like 63 and like don't qualify. It's
Yeah,
just
That
like,
drives me
what?
crazy because, like, at that point, those guys have the ability to be just as good as the guys on tour, right? Is the only difference that they can't put it together from day to day to day? Is that like what you gain once you make it to the PGA Tour, is like consistency?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is you have to play good golf at the right time. And so Q School is a really important time. And,
Right.
Right.
And now, especially because you can't even make it to the PGA Tour through Q School, you have to go to the Corn Ferry Tour as
Right.
well. And out there, you got to make a ton of birdies.
Like, how much better at golf have you gotten since Q School? Like, actually hitting the golf ball? Or has it been more about everything else a part of the game, putting it together?
I think I've gotten a lot more consistent.
Right.
So I think you'll see a lot of those guys are more raw at that stage, and especially coming out of college, you're just going to learn how to control everything. And the way I describe the difference between Corn Ferry Tour courses and PGA Tour courses is, let's say, so we got 18 here, dogleg right. If you hit it in the left, you're screwed. You hit it in those bunkers, you're probably going to go into a lip. It's going to be a tough time making 4. And if you hit it up the right, you're going in the water. Corn Ferry Tour course, there's probably going to be that water on the right, but there's just going to be rough up here on the left, maybe a couple bunkers that are mostly flat, and you're going to be able to play and still make 3 or 4.
Right.
Out here, when you start missing shots, you're struggling to make pars no matter where we're playing pretty much.
Right.
And that's kind of how I describe the difference. It's just, let's say the Corn Ferry Tour fairway is 40 yards wide, PGA Tour is going to be 30 or 25. It's
Little differences.
just very small differences.
That's interesting.
I think that's also why you see a lot of guys struggle when they first get out here, is they think they need to play perfect golf.
Right.
And I think that's why you saw so many guys like Colin and Victor and Matt have so much success early out, because I think they realized that they didn't have to play perfect, and they just had to fine tune just a couple little things, and then
That's
they start
interesting. I
crushing
remember
it.
like one of the most interesting things like Max Homer told me one time was that I think it was it might have been before the final round at Riviera where he won this year, but he was telling me that JT texted him just like a little advice, and he's like, remember, you don't have to play perfect golf to win. And he was like, that stuck with me so much. It might even been like a few months before that, and then he was thinking about it that week or whatever. But it was so interesting to me because it is true. When you tune in, you watch these guys, because they're usually just showing the fucking leaders, obviously. But when you see it, like, you're amazed at how many mistakes are made, yet you could still win the golf tournament. Like, and how good you guys are at scraping out. It's like, man, Rory really struggled. He's spraying it all over there. Hey, you should 1 under 35 on the front.
Yeah.
You're just like, what? Like, how is that possible? So it is amazing how you're right. Like, in watching, it feels like these guys are perfect, man. Like, we'll stand behind Kisner, we'll stand behind these guys in the range. Like, feels like you guys don't miss a shot.
Yeah.
But then you go watch people play, and it's like, no, they're in the rough. You're in a bunker.
Well,
you're
think about
all
that
over the place.
6-man playoff that just happened. That first playoff hole,
Yes.
everybody's all over the place, and they all make par.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like nobody's going to make par, and they all make
Two
par.
guys hit the green, I think,
Right,
and they all make par. And one of those guys that missed the green wins the playoff in the next hole.
right. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Here comes an absolute legend coming off the fairway, Pat Perez.
I played the front nine with him today.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah.
How was he out there?
yeah, that's
today?
He was good.
Oh, it was
with
you and
DJ
DJ.
too.
Yeah, with DJ.
Are you able to like keep up with that guy's type of trash talk, or do you kind of just like zone him out? Because he's such a funny, crazy character.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't playing a game or anything today,
Okay.
so there was not
Yeah.
much trash talk. He was just kind of just talking.
Yeah.
which was fun.
That's entertaining in itself.
Yeah.
Just hearing him talk is entertaining.
That's a
It
great
really-
way to
I've
describe
never met
him.
anyone
He's just
like
kinda
him.
Talking. He's nice.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's
such
the
a nice
best.
guy. He's
So
so
nice.
he's like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
such a friendly guy. Is that unusual or usual for you to not necessarily be playing like a game?
It's half and half for me. Maybe a little bit more. I just kind of go out by myself with my caddy and just kind of learn the course and play.
Yeah.
But like this week, I played on Monday with my buddy Sam. We had a game, and then today we just kind of relaxed.
You and Sam are pretty tight, eh?
Yeah.
You guys play a lot of practice rounds together?
Decent amount. We stay together a lot,
Yeah. It's your travel buddy?
I guess. Yeah, us and our wives. they're probably more the travel
She's
buddies
probably-
than us.
that's the real. That's actually the real travel buddy. And what about back home in Dallas? There like a lot of games. There's a pretty good crew there.
Yeah,
right?
we got a good crew in Dallas, so I'll kind of split time. I'll play a bit with the pros, and then I have a group at home that I play with, just of regular members at the club I grew up at.
Which club's that?
Royal Oaks.
And then, so we were just with Wyndham Clark. We were just asking, like, what handicap do you play at when you play against them?
So they play me to a +5 handicap at
Okay.
home, which is a steal.
For them?
I think no.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. See, that's what
Plus
you're saying.
5.
Yeah.
you
So
play-
my golf course is a
Wyndham
little
said
different
plus
though.
8 was too much.
I feel like at our course,
Yeah.
like some of the guys I play with are like 2 and 3 handicaps, and they're not, 2 or 3 handicaps.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know.
Especially
I'm not gonna insult them when they're not here to defend themselves. I
No,
gotta
but
give
at a
it.
home club, though, I feel like people's handicaps
the
get
handicap,
skewed.
please.
Yeah.
Because like you know your course,
Mm-hmm.
and you could a lot of guys could post pretty consistent something in the high 70s just because they know the course, they
Yeah.
feel comfortable.
Yeah, and like our course, I think the rating is like a 75, and so
murders people
yeah,
handicap
it's-
wise, they go down.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't consider like a scratch golfer to shoot 75 out there. I'd
Yeah, so if
consider
you're
to
only
shoot-
given these 2 or 3 handicaps, you're only
Yeah,
giving
so I'll
them
give
like
'em-
7 or 8 shots.
Yeah, I think.
just kill
Well,
them.
I guess maybe they're 4 or 5s. I think the way they do the new system, it's different to where like one of the guys will play. We always have side bets going on. I think one of them I give 16 shots, another one 4. So there may be 5 or 6 handicaps,
Yeah.
and then they bump it because they're playing the back tees with me.
They
That
get-
makes sense.
Yeah. Do you just like what is the worst score you would shoot out there?
At Royal Oaks,
Yeah.
couple over probably.
Really?
Yeah, playing Texas, you get some wind, and
That's true.
we played one of the guys that I play with. He's like low 40s, and he played college golf, but he's like a +2 or 3 handicap, and he's beat me one time out there, and I think I shot like 3 over, and he shot 2 over, and he brings it up every time
Chirps
we
you
play.
about
Oh
that.
my
Remember that
gosh.
one round? bro?
Yeah, well, and then there was a high school kid in our group too who tied me. I think I birdied the last to tie him. I made sure to remind him. I go, Ben, you're never gonna beat me.
That's so good.
What do you do aside from golf, like when you're back home? I know you said you're trying to dial it in right now and get competitive at home, but
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the hardest things for me is finding time to rest. And so I like playing other sports. I'll play pickup basketball, ping pong, pickleball, tennis. Just kind of like my wife and I will play board games. We'll
Yeah.
just do a bunch of random stuff.
What kind of board games? What's your favorite board game?
We play sequence a lot.
yeah,
Ooh, okay.
fucking love sequence.
Sequence
dude.
is great.
I love sequence.
I don't know if I've ever
You gotta
heard of
make
that.
2
It's
sequences.
yeah, you got to make it's kind of brainless, but there is some strategy.
Totally.
You got to pay
Especially when you
attention.
play with 4 people.
Yeah.
You and your partner got to be dialed in across the table.
Yes.
Like I'm looking over here, and you're
I
trying
can
to
see
send
you getting
signals.
mad at your partner, Frankie.
What are you looking at?
I've just never heard of this
I play
before.
sequence all the time.
Right. Like, I was looking at you because you're clearly into it.
Dude, it's a lot of fun. You basically have like red chips, and the other team has blue chips, and you draw cards, and you have 6 cards, and it's really hard to explain. There's this board with a
I could teach it
Oh,
to you
there's
in
a board
30
in the
seconds.
board
You
game?
figure it out and you know how to
a
play.
board game.
Okay.
And I mean, there's a lot of luck involved, but you can't, like if Frank and I were partners, you can't talk to your partner about what
Right.
you're going to plan out there.
I've
So
played
I
this
see.
game.
It's all
Okay.
like
I've played this game.
telekinesis. It's
Yeah.
like let me.
Dude, it's great.
Yeah, and
You
then
gotta-
you have like 2-eyed jacks, so you can have it wild, or
Yeah.
a 1-eyed jack is chaos. You can take one of their coins off the board, so they think they're about to get a sequence. You're like, not today, pal, and you take it off. I've gotten crazy playing sequence.
It sounds fun.
Yeah,
Sounds like
it's a
fun game.
fun game.
So Frankie, by the way, today he's a little bit on edge because we were chatting with Phil Mickelson, which we'd never really done before, and he went up and gave me and Trent a fist bump, and he thanked us for all we do for the game of golf, and then we thanked him for thanking us, and then he just didn't fist bump or
Just
acknowledge
left me.
Frankie the whole time.
He didn't even know you were there.
Just
No.
didn't even make eye contact with me. Didn't thank me.
I'm sorry.
It's
you-
tough, especially the lefty. I'm a lefty. But yeah, we'll get through it. I am a little
Chaos
on
out here
edge.
with the
but-
wind.
Oh, this fucking thing.
But we're getting through it.
I can't even get hold of it.
Yeah, we're getting through it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's okay.
He
You'll be
owes
fine.
me. He owes me one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
So do you
fine.
think he just didn't know,
Yeah.
or he just didn't see you, or what? What do you
I
think
hope he
happened?
didn't
There's
see
a lot
me
of
because if
conspiracy.
he
Yeah,
if
what-
he actually tried to ignore me, that would keep me up for
There's a theory that you were blocked out by Joel
Joel
Dahmen.
Dahmen. Yeah.
He was kind of standing there in between the two of you. It could have happened.
It was
We don't
tough.
know. Or Phil Mickelson hates you.
How
Yeah,
long
but
have you
one
been
of the
reading?
two.
How long have you been like reading Barstool? Because you're a New Jersey guy, right? So you've been Northeast.
So I was born in Jersey, but we moved to Texas when I was 5, so I don't really
Okay.
remember much. I started reading Barstool maybe freshman, sophomore year of college. I was never really into social media. I just got the app, and I would just
Yeah.
read articles on the app and just watch some of the videos. And
Yeah.
just,
That's how I got
just
into
laugh.
Barstool. Same way.
I think that's
Yeah,
how.
it's
Yeah, that's how I
hilarious.
got into it
Pretty
too.
much everybody. Yeah.
I,
how it goes.
I love the old Barstool stuff. Like I'll go through some YouTube rabbit holes,
Best.
just like the hockey challenge, the goalie challenge.
Oh
Those
yeah,
are
we just talked about
fantastic.
those early.
Yeah,
Dude, those are
those are
so
my
good.
favorite. I wish he'd keep doing them. He hasn't done them in years.
Long time.
Yeah.
He wants to
Long
go out on
time.
top. The dude, the
Go on
best
top.
one.
Who was it? Hayes that lit him up.
It was no, it wasn't Hayes. Well, Hayes did light him up.
The last one I remember was like Austin Matthews and
Austin Matthews in there, but dude, when Hayes came in, he had me. It's on the video. He had me take the tennis balls and throw them underwater to make them just like completely waterlogged balls, and it ended up like
So they
costing
hurt?
him because they were coming in heavier. But Hayes was going bar down with these like watered down tennis balls.
I love the one where I remember one. It was a longer video where Dave ended up in the net.
Benino.
Yeah.
No, Dave ended up shooting him. Nick Benino.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Nick Benino was the goalie.
Yeah, he was
And
like, I'll stop 100 shots.
Yeah, Nick Benino said, "You will not score me on 100 shots." And
I remember
Dave
that.
gets to 93. Bro, Nick Benino had just won, I think, like 2 Stanley Cups in a row with like the Penguins or whatever. He was on that dynasty team, and so he's coming in after. I remember he said he had this like party where all the guys wear these Stanley Cup jackets, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
all
This was
they
at
all-
the old New York office.
Old New York
Yep.
office.
Okay, yeah.
So he's like coming in all cocky, and he's like this NHL guy with like basically a Masters jacket on, and he's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna get in net. 93 attempts. Dave hits his chest, goes up off the ceiling, bounces off his back, and goes in. And if you see me, I'm on the camera right next to Dave. I just drop the camera and I celebrate like it's an Islander Stanley Cup because it was. You couldn't script a guy shooting 93 pucks and then getting the 94th one in. You can't script that.
Amazing.
Oh my god! I
Well,
miss those
especially off the
videos.
ceiling, the
Oh
wall.
my god!
I mean,
It was amazing.
and then he's like, it counts.
Yep.
House rules.
Yeah, of course. In
we
that
gotta get
moment,
back
there's no
into
way you
just
can win.
those like raw videos, man.
Yeah, they're so good. And I don't understand. Like, you always seem to root against him, but I feel like everybody in the office, for some reason, you just root against Dave. I don't know what it is because, like, I love Dave. I think he's hilarious, but I watch his videos, and even if I watch the same one over, I'm like, they're gonna beat him this time. It's like somehow
Yeah.
they're gonna get him, and he can't.
Well, he's
I
gotta
think
deal
it
with the
stems.
devil.
I don't
too,
understand.
For me, like it stems from fandom. Like I view him as this like loudmouth Boston fan that always like when the Cardinals, like the Red Sox would beat the Cardinals, and I'm a St. Louis guy, so I'd get rattled about him like always being a homer. Then it was like Bruins and Blues. So you just kind of build up this like you just want to see him fucking lose.
Yeah.
It's also
Like,
because he
it's
loses
weird.
so rarely
Yeah.
in those things that like sometimes you just want to see if it's even possible.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
like you watch the videos in with Big Cat, and for no good reason, never met either of the guys. You're always rooting for Big Cat, and he always
now,
loses.
settle down.
Yeah, besides Frankie, besides
Portland,
Frankie.
Team Portland
Yeah.
guy.
settle down.
No, but I'm with you. It's always like, and you're right. Like I've
I
always
just
pretty
don't
much just
understand
rooted
it.
against
Yeah.
Dave, and I don't even know why.
Yeah.
I'm
How
just
do you
like, I
think
want him
I'm
to
supposed to coche this guy around this like a golf course for this match?
That's why I have no idea because
You
I feel
can't-
like you're always getting taught by these guys.
Yeah,
and then
true.
now you're. I mean, I guess teaching what you've learned.
See, I think I am better at that, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
I think I am a
think
better
so.
teacher than executor. Like, I'm able to retain the information. I know how to hit a wedge shot. I can't do it. I know it has to happen.
But you were a great-
Hand
Like,
forward.
that is 100% true. My coach has had the yips for 50 years.
But he
can't-
knows how to teach you.
He can't chip on the green. He literally, we'll have these bets where, like, that pin's in the middle of the green. I'll put him 8 feet off the green. I'll say, all right, Randy, get it within 8 feet. You win $20. You miss the green, I win 20. And I win more than he wins. Just
chunks
but can
it.
teach it,
Yeah.
like, amazing. And so,
Yeah, no, I've always felt that way. I that's what makes it so frustrating is like I know what to do and I still physically don't even do it. I'm like, all right, hands forward, feet, like weight on the front. Let's put it on the front foot if we want to get it high. And I don't do that stuff. I watch the videos back and it's in the middle of my fucking stance. My hands are like this. I'm not opening up I don't understand why. Maybe I have like something wrong with my brain.
Well, that's
golf's a hard game,
impossible.
and I feel like you've gotten a bunch of different philosophies too.
Oh,
So
it's
you
insane.
go through
Totally.
you go through a bunch in one little
Too many
training
cooks
session.
in the kitchen for you.
The
and
one that
your
really
chipping.
fucked me up for a long time was when Bryson at PGA Championship made me just hit as hard as I could into the line behind the ball. Remember, he was kept
Yeah.
drawing a line, just go smash this line as hard as you can.
Don't pay attention
So
to
then
the
all of a sudden he
people.
puts a ball in front of me, and I skull a ball down the fairways, down the driving range.
He was mad at you.
He was like, "What are you doing?"
I've actually seen that
was
video.
insane.
He taught you to, like, he said the leading edge is your friend and to
Yes.
chip into the ground, which is maybe how he chips, but
Not friendly for me.
if for someone who has trouble chunking it, and
Yeah.
not a
But I
good way to
remember,
teach
like,
you.
the next round I played, I'm like, all right, let me do that. And I remember just taking up these ridiculous divots. Like my club was getting stuck in the ground.
Yeah, because he literally, I've watched the video and I'm like, man, I cannot believe he's teaching me how to do this. He's going to chunk every shot.
You did. No, you absolutely did.
Shit.
Well, man, this has been fun.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally did this.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
appreciate
this
it.
was great.
We got now we understand why you like giggle at us when when you walk by them.
Well, it's really just Frankie. I mean, he always says weird. He smirks at me. Honestly, he smirks at me first. That's why I have to smirk back.
Today was a funny one.
That's where that's the part you.
Yeah, you were
leave out.
smirking at me the whole time.
I was like, here comes fucking Scottie.
It's great. We got to do a match, by the way. We got to play. We got to come play you.
Yeah.
I think
Think you can handle us
feel
as
like you'd
a,
be great.
foursome or what?
Well, you guys have won most of those, haven't you?
Yeah,
We've won
two-
all of them except for the group ones.
Yeah,
What
we're
do you
3-0
mean?
against
Lost
the
to Paige
PGA Tour.
Sporanic and her friends.
We played against 3 women who've all played like professional golf at some level, and then they had this guy Dustin on their team.
We also
as
played
well.
like shit. But
We-
that's
you-
not taking anything away
You
from
played
them.
a group of 3 professional ladies.
They're not like necessarily on the LPGA tour, but yeah, they all played like
Like they
college
could-
golf or have played like
Oh,
on
okay.
pro
They were
at some
nails
level.
around
Like
the
they're
green.
good.
They
They're
were
really
solid.
good.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
solid.
And they had a
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you guys would not have a chance in that match.
right
just
because they had an
Thank you.
anchor that would the guy would hit the ball 300 yards and then place them there, and all of a sudden it's like
Oh, yeah,
a
because you're playing a
wedge.
scramble. Yeah.
Now it's a
Right.
wedge contest with like girls that are just firing darts.
But we have beat Kevin Kisner, Joel Dahmen, and Pat Perez.
I've seen the Kevin Kisner video
It's
where
best.
he walks in the putt on 18.
Like such an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why. I don't know where that came from.
Fourth guy to hit the putt and you
Yep.
walk it in.
Yeah, yeah.
It's beautiful.
We got Perez one was crazy. He lipped out on 18 to lose to us.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was, and he wasn't missing the hole all day. He had one of the best lines we've ever had in a video where he goes, he hit a putt, he drains it, and he just goes, "God, I almost missed the center of the hole there."
It was a good line.
So good. God, I almost missed the center of the cup.
Dude, on 18, he hit it to like 7 feet, and Lurch, our other guy, hit it to about 5 feet. It's all square. Perez steps up and hits the putt that's going dead center, and somehow
Oh, and you're all tied.
tails off, yes, and does a 360 lip out. And we all were like, oh man, he was rattled.
Walked
Walked
off the
back
course,
to his
went home.
cart,
Yeah, I'm sure he
and
was
we stepped
steaming.
and we're like, refocus. We make it and beat him 1-up. So we've had 2 really good matches. Joel just didn't have it that day, and I think he was pretty into the seltzers, so we beat him like 3-2.
We got to do it with you though. That'd be fun.
Yeah. We'll
would be.
bring you down. Royal Oaks, you guys will have some fun. I'm
Well, I don't know if we
we'll
can play your home course. Like,
We'll have a good
disadvantage
crowd.
us.
Ooh,
I mean,
All right, that's enticing.
all
Yeah.
the members out there.
yeah, our
They would
club is
love it.
kind of funny in which, like, the group in which we play in is like the most watched group. So if there's nothing going on in the 19th hole, guys will just come out on the course and just hang out and drink and do whatever. And
Yeah.
You guys
have
don't
fun.
mind that, even when you're just like hanging out.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That is awesome. We're gonna set that up.
yeah. So,
We're gonna take you down. You'll be our 4th kill.
so what? It's just you guys, you 4 scramble versus me.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's right.
We're lethal. It's crazy. Somehow it
So
works.
you recently broke 100.
I did.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
decent,
playing well.
right?
Playing
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
right now.
I'm playing well now. I'm like
How-
down to a 3.
How much golf do y'all play?
I play a ton.
Because he
We
lives
think
in
that Riggs
Scottsdale.
played the best string of golf this year than anyone else in the world. His courses and amount.
I think that's right.
Much better than you. Like much better. He plays better courses than you do
I
on a
believe
consistent
him.
basis, which is nuts.
So how do you pull this off? What's
Just being
your
Riggs.
trick? Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
me,
'cause,
man.
I mean,
I don't know.
Bro,
You
you
were,
know,
you were
swing
at North
straight.
Carolina all last year, right?
Yep. Whole
All last
quarantine.
year.
99 days.
Sorry, yeah.
Straight.
You cried on the way out.
Yeah, I saw that one.
It was emotional.
Bro, just what was that
I
string
do remember.
that you had?
I remember seeing on an app like, why is Riggs? What
Well,
happened?
Dave
I was,
was-
I was concerned for you when I saw
You know
that
what was the
video. I
funniest
really
in that whole
was.
thing?
I care
Dave-
about people, all right? I'm sad to
I don't,
leave.
I'm an emotional guy too. I don't blame
Thank
you.
I
at all.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Dave was funny during that whole saga.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
His blog was all time. All time. Dude, there's one stretch where you went like Whistling Straits,
Erin
Erin
Hills.
Hills. It was like
Cypress was
Cypress,
in there.
Pebble, Spyglass, back to Erin Hills. It was
I agree. with
Bellerive.
you.
Are you just making
It
videos
was
and
a
stuff?
really good stretch. A lot of times, yeah.
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 But also, like, I travel a ton for the tournament series that we do, so a lot of times I'm just in different
That's right.
cities, and if I'm going to get a chance to play somewhere, I'm in that city, I'm going to take it. I'm going to
You
play.
ever get bummed out that you like really don't have the time to go play like a Cabot Links or like one of like these resort courses?
Yeah, I mean, I think guys' trips are fun.
Yeah.
And so just like seeing y'all, if y'all go out and play. I think y'all did a trip to Australia or something too.
Yeah.
Or is that,
Yep.
yeah.
Around the
I mean
President's Cup.
that would be great. It'd be so much fun. But I mean, if I travel 30 weeks a year, the other 22 weeks, we don't want to be traveling.
Right.
So yeah, for sure, get bummed.
Like abandoned, like if you went to Bandon with like that crew from Royal Oaks. Or
Oh,
something.
yeah, we'd have a
many
great
cool
time.
courses that like you probably just don't even want. Like you don't want to go out there and play, even though you'd have the time of your life out there, like you're saying, because of the travel, which
Yeah.
sucks.
Instead, you're at
The part that we
TPC
don't think
Deer
about as
Runs,
fans.
You know, it's like
Like as
Gross.
fans of golf, we have more access to go do things, to play courses, and then it's the only sport that's like that, right? Like baseball, the best stadiums are in the MLB, and like,
Right.
but
Yeah,
like
that's
when
a
you
good
talk
point.
about golf, like the fans of the sport are able to go play the best courses, like the coolest courses. It's not like
what makes it
Cypress.
sweet. What makes it
Yeah,
awesome.
Cypress. They'll never play golf through
Right.
Cypress. Like it'll be really difficult for me to get a trip to go play Cypress, but you've probably done it
Let
like
me know.
8
I'll
times.
help you out. I can make it easy. All right, man. We appreciate it. It's
Yeah.
about time. It's I'm glad that we were able to set this up, and we'll be rooting for you. Except when we come down and play you.
Yeah, sounds good.
And we're gonna
Appreciate
take
you
you
guys.
down.
Cool,
Thanks,
man.
thank
Thanks
y'all
for
for having me
coming
on.
on.
Thanks, dude.
Absolutely. Good luck this week.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Big topic this week. Trent broke 100.
Yep.
Congratulations to Trent.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Trifecta has been there for every step of the way, trying to get us and trying to get Trent the nutrition that he needs to hit this momentous milestone. Do you feel like you've been, nutritionally sound?
I do, and it's been a problem for me in the past, like running out of energy, endurance, like
true.
just trying to keep myself together out there on the golf course. And Trifecta Meals really helps. It keeps me nutritionally nourished.
Yep.
Nourished is a good word. And
That's a
it's
good word. English major.
Yeah, that's me. Didn't graduate. But it helps me out there. I can get through a full 18 holes. I can clearly break 100 because I did that. I shot 95. And I think a big part of that is Trifecta Nutrition because I just feel great out there on the golf course.
It's convenient.
Yep.
It's science-backed nutrition, fresher food, farm to fork. I always love that line. Farm to fork supply chain. Never frozen, organic produce, fully cooked, no wasted time cooking or cleaning. I hate cooking. I just think it's
It's the worst.
You know what it is? I'm sure I do hate it, but I'm also just bad at it. And that feeds my hate.
just takes up so much of my time too. I'm like cleaning stuff the whole time, and I'm messing up, and I'm Googling stuff, I'm YouTubing stuff.
Especially when I know something like Trifecta exists where I don't have to do any of that.
None of it.
None of it.
No, you just don't. It comes, it's ready, it takes 2 seconds. It's the best. So you can get 40% off, ladies and gentlemen listening. Shop meal plans, get 40% off with the code FORE at trifectanutrition.com. That is the code FORE. That's the code FORE. Get meal plans, shop meal plans, get 40% off when you go to trifectanutrition.com and use the code FORE. All right, folks, we're live from Liberty National. Probably I think Pebble, we had a pretty good one. Other than that, we usually just have like duct tape walls behind us. So we got a great set. We're joined by Wyndham Clark, who we were just chatting for a while. I'll just jump right in. Things were getting heated between you and Frankie Borelli because you chirped him for being a New York Islander fan.
Well, I asked you if you were a big hockey fan. You said yes. Denver, Colorado, born and raised.
Yep.
So big Avs fan.
Yep.
So then I responded, you have our boy there, Devon Taves. You asked how I know him, New York Islanders. I said I'm a psychotic Islanders fan. And he responded, well, you have to be psychotic to be an Islanders fan.
Yep.
Which I took offense to.
Which is
Yeah.
fair, though.
It is
I
fair.
mean, when was the
Listen,
last time they were good prior to like last year?
The last 3 years they've been really good, back to back.
What'd they win, though?
They haven't won really
Did
anything.
they win a series yet?
They've won all the series
That was
except
cool.
for
All the series except for the big
except for the
ones.
big one. Yeah.
They are sneaky. I didn't realize when you said this a few weeks ago that they were the only team that has had the Tampa Bay Lightning have to play an elimination game in the last 2 years.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
honestly, if the Lightning weren't as good as they were, maybe you guys, it might have been a different story.
I totally agree. This was our year, but Devon Taves is a good friend of mine, and I, unfortunately or fortunately, famously wore a outrageous outfit to his wedding. So I became buddies with them from the team, and I showed up. You know how hockey guys are. Like, I feel like golf guys are just regular outfits. Like, you just wear just like polos, shorts, and hats. But hockey guys are
Just a
different
golf
breed.
outfit is what you just described.
Yeah. But like,
No, that
hockey
is what
guys
they
are
wear when they play golf.
I mean, even like off the course, you're just like a regular. I feel like golf guys don't have the craziest style.
Nah, not normally.
No,
You're kind of a
the hockey
stylish
guys
guy,
do.
right?
I'll branch out a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you branch out? Do you take any risks?
All the time, but it sometimes backfires. I mean,
Like what?
I kind
What
of go with the trends. I see what's
Really?
going.
But do you know it's a risk? Like when you look at yourself in the mirror before you're out, you're
Well,
like,
it's
all
all
right.
confidence. If it's no, I mean,
Fashion is all about confidence,
100%.
for sure.
If you
Yeah.
rock it, then I mean, really, you try to look good for the ladies. So
Right.
if you rock it, they like the confidence, and they go, okay, the outfit was terrible, but he's got confidence, so it works out.
Well, I got a question about. So first, I wore a turtleneck to this guy's wedding because I thought-
Turtleneck.
Yeah, I went no
With a
tie,
s-
no collar, turtleneck with the.
That's a play.
It was a play. I'm like, it's a hockey wedding. I
Pulling
wore
that up.
no socks, like
Pulling up.
loafers.
How do you go? So that
was
makes
crazy.
no sense. So you had cold ankles, but a warm neck.
Exactly. exactly. Well, no, I want to ask, like, so if you're into fashion, you're like with the trends, we at Foreplay always comment like on a guy's outrageous outfit on the golf course. And
Yeah.
so how much say do you have into your day-to-day outfit Thursday through Sunday? Like if Nike comes to you and gives you this ridiculous pattern, are you
Yeah.
like, no thank you, or do you have to wear it?
So they only script me like for majors.
Okay.
So majors, I kind of have to go with what, but they give me some leeway. So like, hey, what
Options?
shirts do you like? What colors you want to wear? So and so's wearing this color this day, so you can't wear that day, but maybe Friday you can wear that. Nike kind of. I mean, they sometimes have edgy stuff, but it's more the athletic look. It's not, it's not joggers. It's not like super tight fitting or very big prints or something. So Nike, you can't really, they just aren't as, they're very much, they're the athletic fit.
So, but I would say like Brooks Koepka occasionally wears horrific Nike
It's
stuff.
insane.
Horrific. Have you ever gotten some of those packages and been like, you ship those off to your boys? Be like, nope.
Well, I am in contract with them, so I probably cannot be saying.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I said it.
I think every company has their horrific things that they think
Absolutely.
they think on paper maybe it looks good, and then
We're
you put
Peter
it
Millar
on.
guys. Peter Millar has sent us some stuff that we've been like, I could never wear that.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, for sure. And some of the fits can be weird. Like, I mean, I have gone from large to medium to small to back to medium to small. Like, I've gone everywhere, and I'm like, I've never been this small in my life. I was never really large, and so things can be. It's just amazing how sometimes you get weird shipments. But they had one line actually that was a lot of stripes, and I'm just like, but they were like unique stripes, and I go, that's pushing it for me. Like,
Yeah.
I would have lost confidence on the golf course wearing that thing. But it's funny. Like, the nice thing is they have 5 or 6 different varieties of shirts. So I mean, you have anything you want with Nike.
Do you
which is
think an
great.
outfit has ever affected your actual play in a positive way? Where you just woke up, you put that
Oh,
on, you
yeah.
walled up, you were like, man, I'm
Really?
going to play
I wore an
great
outfit
today.
one time, and actually Tony Finau goes, "Dang, that's a nice outfit. I'm gonna wear that one day." And then I was like,
You're like, I'm going loaded.
He's
here.
a stylish
for
dude.
sure. What?
Tony's a stylish dude.
Yeah, Tony can. Yeah, he dresses pretty good. He rocks.
You know,
most
he
things.
does something I like where he'll wear a solid colored hat that's different than any other color on his outfit.
Yeah,
I
that's
kind of like that
strange,
move,
yeah.
actually.
It's cocky.
It's kind of a cocky, bold
It is.
move.
You've done that once. It didn't work.
I looked ridiculous.
Oh,
did.
when was
Remember
that?
We were at some.
Oh, I
We were doing
forget.
some travel series. You showed up with just like a yellow hat on, and you had like
Dude, I was
blue
fishing for
shirt,
compliments,
light
dude.
blue pants. We're like, that just doesn't work. dude.
Frankie goes, you look horrible.
By the way, did you take that picture of you in a turtleneck off Instagram?
No.
Okay, because I
Did
couldn't
you
find
archive it?
I couldn't
No,
find it.
dude.
I could not find it.
No
Maybe I never
way.
put it on
Not
the-
to. We don't. I wanted to circle back to that very quickly. Couldn't
Maybe
find
I never
it.
put it on Instagram.
Wow.
Maybe I put it on Twitter.
Okay,
That's how you know.
that's how you know.
So would Frankie strike you ever just looking at his kind of frail figure as someone that would take risks outfit-wise?
I kind of just looked him up and down. No, I actually.
Because he does it kind of all the
He
time.
does.
do, I
Well,
do.
the hat. That's a risk.
Yeah.
That hat's a risk. I love.
Do you know what
the hat.
the story behind this hat is?
I mean, it has to do something with being better than breaking 100.
That's
Yeah,
me.
right here.
That's we just
Yeah,
did the
Just did
complete
it.
the video
First
series.
time ever breaking 100.
Yeah.
So
Trent
this is fresh out. This is like this is the day.
Brand new, right?
That's
The
new
Barstool
stuff.
Sports store. Rope hat. Breaking 100. Next one will be breaking 90.
Yeah, shot a 95.
Wow.
Now we're on to 90.
Yeah, so Trent had been playing
Jeez.
golf his whole life, but really
Forever.
the last couple of years he started to get a lot more into it, the more we've been playing and whatnot.
Nice.
And he'd never broken 100. He was representative of a lot of the common folk out there who play.
Yeah.
And he got John Tillery, who's Ricky Fowler, Kevin Kisner's
Yeah.
swing coach, to be his guy. And he went on this mission that, like, fuck you guys making fun of me. I'm going to break 100. That's his logo, but I think you're right in that, like,
So
I don't know if you're a rope hat.
you have like a
not,
changing logo.
Yes.
That's right.
Hopefully it's a changing.
Right. It changes hopefully pretty fast, but I don't know how fast it's actually going to
So
change.
how'd you celebrate breaking 100? I mean, you had to do something.
I mean, we played together when it happened, and we smoked a bunch of cigars. We went crazy when it happened.
What kind of cigars you
Jumped
guys
on his
smoke?
back.
Macanudos.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the only cigars that we smoke. He jumped on my back. I mean, it was honestly more than like a crazy like pop champagne bottles. It was a relief.
So did you barely break 100, or was it like you could
95.
Yeah, so you could have.
With 2 8s and 2 7s,
coasted
for
in.
sure.
I mean, we'd been attempting it for a while, and I just needed it to happen, and I just played well that day, and it was nerve-wracking for sure because I can blow up at any moment.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. But we got it done. 95. It was a nice coast down 18.
How nervous? Like, were you nervous on the last tee?
I was very nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you pull like 6 iron out?
No,
No, I
with
hit driver. Hit
Oh,
driver.
wow.
With out of
Sacked
bounds,
up.
driving range on the left.
I do respect that.
Jeez.
He kind of like
Cojones.
teetered on it too.
I mean, I hit hybrid off the tee most of the day. I want to come clean about that. But once we were getting going, I hit driver, and I felt good about
Yeah,
it.
because I actually most people that let's say they're trying to break 100 or 90 whatever, if you just hit 4 iron off every tee, like you probably could do it.
You just
But
gotta
it's
keep
kinda
it on the
like-
right way.
It's kind of like that's not the right way. You
Yeah.
got to play golf. You know,
You gotta
There's times that maybe you don't hit it, but
right.
You'll be able to like do the golf.
Do you
You gotta-
remember a time when golf was so simple that you were breaking these numbers? I mean, I know you're only like 27, 28,
Yeah,
but
27,
like
yeah.
still, you've been probably incredible for the longest time.
It's been it's been a while. I remember the one I remember the most was obviously breaking par, and then like I remember like my dad would give me a number. He's like, hey, if you shoot 45 on 9 holes today, and I'm like, geez, that's just crazy looking back.
Yeah, when you're a kid.
Yeah, I was like 6. But
Yeah, I was gonna say.
When did you break?
I was gonna say
par?
I don't want to start a trend where we ask all the golfers what age you broke 100 at because that's gonna be
Yeah.
a tough look for me. But
When did you break par? Do you remember like? The
yeah,
round?
I was well on a regulation 18. I was 10 years old, and I played from the women's tees, and I shot 71, and I was just like, I was cloud 9.
10 years old.
Yeah,
Did
and
you-
that was back when you used to like really care about your handicap, and it was like,
Yep.
we're not gambling where we're doing the handicaps where you don't want to be a reverse sandbagger. Like you wanted to say, hey, I'm a
was a badge of honor.
handicap. Yeah, like you were
Yep.
like, oh, I'm a 2 handicap. You kind of flashed it out.
Totally.
So I couldn't wait to go in there and put my score in. I can't remember the last time I put a score in, but then it was like a big deal. So.
When you play, this is something that's always a point of contention because we were talking before. You play games, and obviously you're 81st, I believe, in the FedEx Cup standings, so you're one of the best players in the world. You're trying to find games all the time. When you play against amateurs, local club members, whatever, what kind of like how do you get to your handicap if you're not posting scores all the time?
The tour posts. I think the tour posts our scores because you could go in right now and there's all these scores posted, and I haven't posted a score, and I don't even know how many.
So you do have like a hand. What
yeah,
is,
and
what
it
is your
actually
actual?
it's not fair because it's like a +7 something, and no PGA Tour pro plays to +7 on the regular. Like I'm not going to go out every round and shoot 7 under. I don't care, even if it's like normal day at Wisbrock where I play. Like that just doesn't happen. I mean,
Right.
some days you shoot even 1 under, some days you shoot 10 under, and some days you're on, you just constantly shoot.
But if you play like against a +4, like are you gonna beat them every time?
So I mean, if we play straight up, yeah. Here's
So
what
then
we
you're
do.
at least a +5. All right, keep
Yeah.
going. All right, so we play a +5.
No, but here, I mean, I think so. Here's the thing: is I like when we play. Our thing at Wisbrock is every pro is a +4, because there's so many good players at the Rock that, like if you give a scratch handicap, if I gave him 7 shots, I'll get waxed.
Yeah.
Because he'll go shoot 1 or 2 under in a money game, so I have to shoot 900 just to like tie him.
Right.
I mean that's
stupid.
That's kind of dumb. I mean, sure, that'd be great if I shot that, but even then, it's just not.
It's also you shouldn't be punished for being better at something. That's kind of what
It
we
is
like.
it is it's a weird dynamic. So
Yeah.
I think +4 is kind of fair. Now I will play someone. I'll be a +7 if we play the same tees, and we play stroke play, or he can play his respective tees, but a stroke play. Match
Right.
play, it defeats the purpose. They hit one out of play, I make a par, and he's just one down.
Yeah.
Well,
then he
really,
gets a stroke later, and it's
and then
same thing.
Yeah. So
No, I've always been curious about that because we go back. So Kiz is one of our guys. We do a lot of stuff with him. He's become one of our good buddies. This tournament series that we do, the Barstool Classic, he and I are playing together as teammates. And we adjust the whole field off the lowest handicap so nobody has to go, 2 net 3. We don't want any of that bullshit. So there's been a lot of debate about what I'm going to make him play at in the tournament. I think I'm going to make him play as like a +8, but the reason I'm going to do that, like he probably is, but B, too, like we do 50% handicap, so he'll go down like a +4,
Yeah.
which I think is fairish.
Yeah,
Like you
so
were
then
just
that'd
saying
be- so that'd be
+4.
far-
for,
yeah, then that would be for sure. I mean, anywhere around 4 to 5 for us is fair. Like now, what I will say is if we play good, we will win.
Yeah.
Like if we play really good, we're gonna shoot 9 under. That usually doesn't lose in any money game.
I hope not.
But the thing that is unfortunate is if you play just solid and you shoot like 5 under, you as a +7 or 8, like you'll lose almost every time.
Yeah.
So that's where I've just you have to get the game when you play with a pro in a money game. You kind of have to get the game right because either we can screw the other guys by it's not enough, or we totally get screwed and we play great and there's nothing you can do.
What's your career low?
60. I had a
Right
chance.
there.
God, so first time I ever tried John Daly's.
Okay.
I had my first 59 watch, and next I
Is
didn't
that your
realize.
go-to drink now? Has to
Well, yeah, I mean, I was 6 John Daly's deep, had no idea how low I was. I was feeling great. Was going to my next one, and then I dropped like a 20-footer, and then I'm playing in my first member guest, and I just turned pro, and I didn't know all the. I mean, it was a blast. I'm enjoying my time, and then these guys all get quiet, and they're like whispering. They're like, "Oh, he needs this to, and I'm like, what are you guys whispering back over there? They're like, oh, nothing, just keep going, whatever.
Oh yeah, sure, guys.
So I make the putt, and then that gets me to, I think it was 11 under or 12 under with 2 to go. And it was par 72. And then they bring it up, and they're like, hey, do you know how low are you right now? And I'm like, I don't know, who cares? And
made a lot of birdies. I don't
they're
know.
like, we think you're 12 under. And then, of course, then I think about it, and sure enough, I parred the last 2, and I was so mad. I was like, I was in the zone. Like, I
Don't
could've
say
shot
anything to
58,
me,
You know?
yeah.
I mean, but
Bold move from them to bring that up.
when you get that low, it's just, I mean, there's no better feeling.
Have you shot 60 multiple times? That's the one time.
60 my lowest. I've shot 61 a few times. Once in a tournament, I was unconscious. That was amazing.
So you obviously you're playing tour course all the time. You're playing the Rock. You're playing these nice places. When's the last time you played like a legitimate Muni or a place that like an average weekend golfer?
I actually got to think about this.
Because honestly, for us, we don't do that often either. Now, like,
Yeah.
we're kind of assholes too. Like, why the fuck we can go play anywhere else?
You get snooty.
Yeah, because the reason I ask that is because a lot of people always bring up like, what would a tour pro shoot at my like weekend course that me and my boys go out to because the greens suck, the rough sucks. You
Yeah.
get like straggly dog shit lies.
Yeah, it'd be tough
but
to
it's
make
like
putts.
6,200 yards.
Yeah, but then you drive a lot of greens.
Yeah.
So the last time during quarantine, actually, because places weren't allowing guests, so I was actually going to all the public courses in Arizona to play with my buddies.
Yeah.
So like I'm playing with Rob or different guys, and I'm like, well, I can't bring you out here, so I played all the local courses in Arizona. So it's probably the last time I played like real,
right.
but there are also some nice courses. None
True.
of them were like
Yeah.
true munis.
That's true.
So it's been a long time since I played a true muni.
That's a good series I would love to do.
Oh,
is
yeah.
Bring tour pros out to, again, like the local
That'd be
true Muni.
Yeah.
Have them tee off from the back tees, whatever it is,
Yeah. See
whatever
what they
condition
shoot.
the course is in. Don't
Yeah.
even tell the staff, and just like whatever condition it's usually in on Saturday at 10 a.m. Let's just see what they shoot.
Yeah. We should do a little tour. Like, guys should go out and see who can shoot the lowest score.
Got to be
Little-
paired up with 3 random guys though.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Their jeans,
Yeah.
just with the pull carts.
Yeah.
You do like a hidden camera show.
You try to at least. And
Yeah.
then you get their reaction. I mean, after hole 1, it's over. Like,
Right,
they
they're gonna
know.
be like, "What's
Gig is
happening?"
up.
Yeah, you just have a regular bag. You're wearing
Exactly.
jeans,
Yeah.
too, and
Yeah,
t-shirt.
after one swing, they'd be like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
The first hole, like the Eisenhower Blue, the one right by my house, like a 430-yard par 5. You'd just be a flip wedge in for a fucking eagle. It'd be
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
It'd
But
be-
then,
they
you
wouldn't
could
believe
miss
it.
a 2-footer because
True.
of the
True.
green. So
True. So another thing I bring up, Trent Ryan is, I would say, maybe the most vocal male Bachelor analyst in the country.
Wow, I've never had it put to me that way, but it might be true.
Do you think that's right?
I'm certainly very
Outside of a
vocal.
contestant, like former
Yeah.
contestants that do podcasts and shit.
what an accomplishment.
I actually do think that's an
He's got
accomplishment.
to be number 1.
It's a thing that I love unconditionally.
We also debate if he's how high on the list he is of most currently famous people from the state of Iowa.
It's top 3.
Well,
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher's
Top
from
three.
there. There's a lot of guys. There's more people than you think.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because
Who's
you
the
don't
other
know. Elijah Wood.
Okay.
Elijah Wood's from.
He's from Iowa?
He's from Cedar Rapids.
Jesus, I
Wow.
didn't know that. Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson, obviously, that's a big one.
Then who else?
Anyway, we're getting distracted.
I'm learning. Yeah, this is a tangent.
I don't want to go too much further down the
There
list.
were
'cause I don't know.
rumors that you were going to be involved in the Bachelor franchise.
yeah, I mean, potentially. I don't know. It was. I mean, where it all stemmed from was I played with Chris Harrison in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Okay.
And we played the first day. We're having a good time. Then we go to the tap room, at Pebble.
Oh, yeah.
And we're sitting there, and we have a couple drinks after. And then he goes, man, you'd be great on The Bachelor. I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. And then he's like, no, like that would actually be. He goes, imagine this. We start out in Ireland with all the ladies, and then we go from Ireland to that golf course to like, we go down to Augusta, then we go to Pebble, and then he's like going through this whole thing, and he's like, then it comes down to it, and you have to choose between two ladies, and you choose your golf clubs, and he's obviously joking. He's joking at this point, but then later he was like, well, would you be interested? And I kind of laughed. I'm like, I didn't know what to say. And then as I went on with it, some of my friends were like, well, you have to do it. So then it just led to us playing that a few times, and then he actually I had some conversations with him. He was like, would you be interested in doing it? I said, the only way I'd do it is if I was actually the Bachelor.
You wouldn't go on as a contestant?
No.
Right.
Because I just don't have the time with golf.
Sure.
And I asked him, I was like, how long is it? He goes, well, we can maybe condense it to, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, But I said, well, I'd actually like to win a tournament to where I had a 2-year exemption. So then it'd be stress-free.
Right.
Then it'd be
these are serious conversations, though. It sounds like you're having with
It was
him.
kind of serious. It was serious but joking. But then at the same time, I was thinking about it. I'm like, if I did that, imagine my gallery. I mean, it would be oh my gosh. When I come back to golf, oof.
Dude, you'd also be great for golf.
Yeah, it would be
All of a
fantastic.
sudden, all these like women around the country are just the
Hole in
biggest
one.
PGA Tour fans.
It'd be awesome.
You're hilarious.
Wow. Trent, does that get you? Like,
Well, yeah, because I do love the show, and I didn't realize that the discussions had gotten that serious. Because you're a young, good-looking guy, you could have easily done it. That would have been great.
Yeah, and then there was, I also dated a girl that was then a bachelorette. We kind of were talking, and that kind of sparked some things too. So then it became like a thing. And then I did talk with some friends, and then they blew it up, and then it just kind of like everyone. I'd actually have people come up to me, wives on tour, would be like, "Hey, are you going to be the next Bachelor?" And I was like, "Oh my God, how is this a rumor right now? Like, how do people even know about this?"
Maybe you could still do it.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
You
We'll
also
see.
you run the risk, though. I feel like if you do that, it's not high, but there's a chance you can become the most hated person in America.
Oh, for sure.
Like-
Having to Pilot Pete,
Yeah.
Pilot Pete, who was the soccer player guy?
soccer player guy.
Juan Pablo, was that
Yeah.
him? People
Yeah.
hated him, didn't they?
People, yeah, and it ends up like
But again, you have to be an asshole.
right,
Yeah.
but also when you're a contestant, it's smaller doses, and then when you're the Bachelor, people get a lot of you, and sometimes they just get sick.
Yeah. That could be. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Who's
I
the
was
guy
thinking
that
all the
didn't pick either
positives.
chick?
Of you. Oh
I feel
man,
like there was one like 6 seasons ago where the guy just said no to both of them. Was like, yeah, like I wasn't, and America hated that guy.
right. I can't remember who,
He's
but
the
it's
worst. So
yeah, you
there's
run
a
the risk of
Yeah, there's
overexposure.
definitely- for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You don't want
It
that.
would have been like, I know Chris is on the show anymore. I would definitely do it if he was there because I think he would protect me a little bit. Being friends, he'd be like, all
Sure.
right,
Yeah.
we're gonna make you look great. But
Yeah, it'd be
now,
gone.
who knows? It could be.
Scratchy toilet paper out.
Out.
Why would you, clean up a mess of a situation? Think about like a dish. You got like a stained, gross dish. Would you just rub like a dried toilet paper on it?
No, it's not going to do the job.
That'd be
It's
crazy.
not going to do it correctly.
Gotta get moist.
So, Dude Wipes is your answer. Dude Wipes, they got extra large flushable wipes made with plant-sourced fibers designed to give your butt a cleaner, more refreshing finish than toilet paper after using the restroom. Be prepared for any situation.
Any situation which people saw your situation more in depth during the travel series.
Was
That is
situation in the read it? In
It
the
usually
copy?
is. It's not a situation. I don't know
Situation?
why they kind of sometimes hit me with it and sometimes
I
they
like
don't.
that.
That's a good pun.
Situation's a good one. But I was in a situation,
Big time.
which was a problem. And luckily, Dude Wipes got me through it. They also have Dude Powder and Dude Shower Body Wipes. Great for products. Great products for those hot and sticky days on the golf course. You can find anything on Amazon or Dude Wipes at Walmart, Target, nationwide, or go to dudewipes.com. Use the code 415 for 15% off your entire order. FORE15. You get 15% off your entire order. Again, go to dudewipes.com. They got all kinds of good products on there that we highly recommend, that we use, that I keep in my golf bag, as do these guys. So go to dudewipes.com. Get 15% off with the code 415. So this week, I think 81st, I believe, coming in. I think top 70 make it. So is it like a weird type of pressure in terms of your season could be over? Is it normal? You're just trying to play golf?
I mean, yes and no. Like, obviously, I want to be at the Tour Championship, so that's the goal.
Yeah.
I just either need 4 good days or 8 solid ones here, this week or the next week. But really, I mean, making it to the playoffs is obviously the first goal in any year, to just keep your card. All this is now bonus, and you can just go free wheel it. Unfortunately, my game hasn't been as good in the last few weeks, but this week it's been trending in the right direction. And so, I mean, if things get going, I'd be more of like, I just want to go try to win a tournament. I want to be in contention more than anything than thinking about it. Last time I was here, I was the bubble boy. It was like 115 or something, or I forget what it was, coming into the week. And then I finished 18th, and then I was sitting with Amanda Balionis, just sweating every putt coming on 18.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're 69th, now you're 71, now you're 70. And that was like most nervous I've been, because it was my rookie year.
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I can't do anything about it. So hopefully I'm not in that situation. Hopefully I go out and kill it. But if not, you get 3-4 weeks off, and we start the next season. So
Yeah. Is there any different kind of like scoreboard watching after each round?
Honestly, I don't really want to think about it. I think, if we get in certain situations coming down the stretch, and we're in a spot where it's like, hey, we need to finish X, and we kind of know that, I think, like hole 16's a drivable hole out here with a lot of trouble. It's like, well, maybe we lay up and
See, Wyndham Clark pulls 7-iron. On
yeah,
16,
yeah.
All right.
You see me pull 7-iron, I'm feeling the heat a little bit.
Amazing.
But yeah, so who knows? I mean, I'd like to think that I'm just going to go out and play great and try to win a tournament.
I'm always curious too. So you mentioned, like my game hasn't been great. I feel like I'm turning a corner. We saw Cameron Champ, who won a few weeks ago, who's like missed a bunch of cuts, hadn't really had any top 10. All of a sudden, he just wins.
Yeah.
Do you take like confidence from kind of stuff like that when you say I feel like my game's trending? Is it like something you found in a game back home? Is it just kind of I show up and hope that this is the week that it clicks? Like what is?
Yeah.
How do you try to channel what those guys can do sometimes?
Yeah. Well, I'm still hoping that happens, because I'm kind of in that. I'm in that spot right now where Champ was, where I've missed a few cuts in a row, and it'd be nice to have a great week. But really, what happens is kind of in practice. It's so weird. It's like you find the slot. Honestly, is the best way to say it. Is you kind of like, all right, that's the shot that I was exactly trying to hit off this tee shot, and then you hit in the green. It's the same thing, and you kind of like feel it throughout the week. You're like, man, I got a good feeling. Like if I just do this in my swing, I produce this shot. That's part of it, and then when that is happening, then it goes, all right, now I just need to make putts, and so then that makes it a lot easier. So like I said yesterday, I worked with my coach Boyd Summerhays, and by the end of the session, like I hit 6 drives in a row exactly how I wanted, and then I hit a few 3-irons off the tee exactly how I wanted, and then I finished with some 8-irons, and it was exactly how I wanted. So I was like, all right, that's a step in the right direction.
Must be nice, yeah.
Yeah, and then we come out today, and we kind of had some great shots on holes. It wasn't great every hole, but it's like, well, if each day gets better, then hopefully come Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's dialed in. And
What is that shot for you? Is it like a cut?
I'm a fader.
Yeah.
I
Always
can't
have
even,
been?
Yeah, it's so hard for me to see. Like I'll hit draws with short irons, but like if I had to set up on a hole to try to win a tournament and hit a draw, I would feel so uncomfortable. Aiming out to the right is just like no man's land for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, and you just feel like you can lose it really easily.
Yeah, a lot of times I end up coming out of it, and so then I'm aimed right, and then I hit it right of right, and then it's Oscar Bravo.
Very familiar.
Yeah,
That's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, it's a bad spot.
So like the 5th hole here, for example, the par 4, water all down the left, like trouble right. Are you just trying to are you cutting that thing over the water?
It's starting over the water. I actually was playing with Rory
Awesome.
in a practice round today, and we couldn't have hit 2 different shots. Mine started over the water, cut in the fairway. His started in the right rough and got in the fairway, and it's like, I mean, he sees it that way. I see it this way.
Where how you move it out there pretty good. How is Rory bombing it past you? You guys pretty close? Are you farther than Rory?
I'm definitely longer than Rory.
Wow, that's about. I know you move it out there.
No, Rory is hands down the longest player, pound for pound, everything out there. Like he hits.
You just called him short. That's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. It's unbelievable how far he hits the ball, and it's so effortless
he does.
too.
His swing's unreal.
I mean, it's amazing. But honestly, we've talked about it, numbers and stuff. We're both on average 83 to 87, just kind of on the range, cruising and stuff. And we both have gotten to the 90s, and if not more. But you don't really do that on the golf course. And
Yeah.
So
Maybe adrenaline. Do you notice, like, do you have different tiers? I think I remember, like, Kevin Na saying this about, like, practice distances, then, like, even practice round distances, and then Thursday
for
tournament
sure.
round distances, and then, like, Sunday and contention distances.
Well, oh yeah. So we get our yardages every week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and let's say our 7-hour, and like this week our 7-hour is about 194, roughly around that yardage. So when it comes,
you think you're talking about the wrong iron?
no, yeah. So then we get to, let's say it covers 198, and or 199, and we're kind of in between clubs. It's not even a question. My caddy John will just be like, "Oh, it's a 7-hour." It's not even like, it could be 7. He's like, "No, it's a 7-hour," because he just knows in competition I have an extra 3 to 4 yards. That's just in general, and then you get in like a heightened moment when you're feeling it.
Yep.
Like at Waste Management one year, it was one to the back left flag. It was like 178 or something, and I remember he gave me a wedge, and we almost hit it long. I mean, a pitching wedge, which I fly 145. Like, you get so jacked up that it doesn't even matter.
So he's just like, Jesus, take the wheel? Kind of. He just tells you? Like, do
No,
you ever,
no. I feel it too. Like, a lot of times I'll feel it.
I had this
and-
vision of you just standing there with your arms on your hips.
Yeah.
And he's doing all the calculations. He just hands you a golf
Doesn't even
club.
tell you what it
You're
is.
like, love it.
Here you go.
No, there's just certain
Hope for the
times when,
best.
like, a lot of times I'm the one pulling the club.
Yeah.
But there's certain times if he knows I'm, like, indecisive and I don't really know, and I'm like, it could be this, or he can kind of feel it. I guess I give off the energy it's not feeling
Yeah.
right. Then he'll come in with confidence. He goes, it's this club. And then a lot of times he goes, if it's not, it's on me. And then it works, and then he goes, I know it's good. He plays it off like,
I know it was good.
Yeah, so-
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
The balls that it takes.
Yeah.
It's cool because caddies, I mean, the common stereotype, especially if you're not much of a golfer, it's like, well, they get paid 10% to carry it back around. It's like, no, that guy's
There's a
literally
lot.
telling you
There's
what
a
to
lot.
do.
I mean, if he makes a bad call, like, I'm not gonna say he'd get fired, but like there are situations
Yeah.
where he makes a bad call that costs you winning a tournament, which is obviously tons of money, points,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, and that's a hard conversation to have with him, like, because you're so heated in the moment.
Totally.
And we've had those. Like he said, I'm quitting. And and then I said, fine, I don't care, And then afterwards, they're like, hey, I'm sorry, and then we go to dinner.
I love you.
It's
Yeah,
good.
you're the best. Yeah.
So,
Hug it out.
yeah,
So much on the line that it has to get heated, right?
yeah, for sure. There's times where, like, if I start acting like a bitch, he's like, hey, you're literally being a bitch right now. Like, get your shit together. And then there's other times when he gives me a bad number and I get on him and, he doesn't handle it well or he knows and he gets super down on himself. And I'm like, well, you made a bad decision and now you're down on yourself. Like, I can't have you down because now I'm feeling down and now we're playing like,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a marriage, man.
Totally.
It's
So interesting.
yeah, it really is.
Do you put a lot of like you just listen to what he says a lot of the time? Will you just go with the number, or do you? Because I know some guys will be like, at the end of the day, I'm the one hitting the shot, right?
Yeah.
So then whatever number they give you, if you hit the wrong one, like you should have known it was the wrong number. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I walk off a lot of. I've done a lot of things, and I don't know if it's it's not really superstition, but it kind of is.
Oh, here we go.
More of
We
a-
get that all
yeah.
the time.
That's what they all
We've been
say.
hearing that answer for 4.5
every
years
stripe
now.
in the fairway, he hits with his left foot.
Yeah, that's,
Not a superstition, but it works.
no, but I only put my left sock on first, then
Yeah.
my right sock, then my
Right.
left. Yeah.
But I for a while, like when we first got out here, I wasn't carrying a yardage book because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna I just want to play golf. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to get too into the numbers. So I just trusted John.
Wow.
And there was a few times where there were some bad numbers, and he would admit it. He's like, yeah, my bad. It was a bad number or whatever. And then I kind of have transitioned to where I was like, you know what? I want to take a little more control because it got to where maybe I was relying on him too much. So now I'm doing the yardages, and then I kind of get a feel for, all right, you know what? This is to this number, and and we do it together. But then I ultimately now I choose the clubs, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've gone through different ways where if I forget a yardage book one day and we shoot 6 under, it's like, well, no yardage book tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's hilarious. It's windy out here right now. How much, when it comes to that, those numbers, are you relying on him for wind? Are you guys throwing grass up in the air? Are you looking at flags, right? Are you doing everything you can? How do you kind of figure out how to dial it in with wind?
Yeah, so it's so funny. John grew up in California, and I think he's used to just obviously perfect weather all the time. And so he throws up grass. And I think throwing up grass is just, unless you're in a wide open spot where it's prevailing wind, he throws up grass, and I always go, I don't care what the grass is doing. there's guys like I think Kuchar's.
You guys aren't married.
Yeah,
Are you trying that grass
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
trick
you doing
again?
that grass thing again? It's not gonna work.
How many times did I tell you that, John?
yeah. There's certain guys that honestly just don't even look in grass, and I'm one of them. So if it says all day it's south, or like we get on the first hole or the range, like hey, every shot's coming in at south southeast, I stick by that because especially if you play a tree line course, like a really tough one is Hilton Head.
Yep.
It's like a caddie's nightmare. And he'll throw up grass and it's going this way, but I go, no, the prevailing wind's this way. And he's like, well, it just went this way. I go, I don't care. I'm playing the prevailing wind. And so we disagree on wind a lot. But when it comes down to it, we will decide.
I'm sorry.
You
Yeah.
you did not know what you were getting into.
bet.
It's like I got something I want to say about
John's
grass.
gonna message me and be like, "You bring that fucking wind up one more time."
Bryson situation was nice.
Yeah, but it's at the end of the day, like I know it's me. If I flush one and I hit exactly how I want and it comes up 10 yards short or flies a green, he'll own it. But if I hit it, if I know like I mishit it or we both thought it was this club and it's a bad, then I own it and I go, hey, you know what? That's on me. So I mean, at the end of the day, we have a great relationship and we own everything. There's just very small instances where we get.
Yeah, but you also need to be honest with each other. Like
Yeah,
that's,
for sure.
you know,
Right.
That's just like
Yeah.
how any good
If you're uncomfortable, it'll
relationship
never work.
Yeah.
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 All right,
exactly.
man. Well, look, we appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Good luck out there this week. This course, this place, this venue's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we got Lady Liberty right behind us.
We
So
do.
good.
Sunny afternoon. So yeah, we again we appreciate the time. Play well, you know. Hope you're playing for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah,
And
me
yeah,
too.
we
Got any
will-
plans in New York City when you come to the Big Apple?
I'm a huge foodie, so I'm trying to hit a lot of good spots.
Huge
Go
foodie,
into
huh?
the city, obviously, and you get
Yeah.
pizza and
Oh yeah, so pretty much just be hanging out in West Village and meat packing district basically the whole every night.
Danino's Italian in the city is one of my favorite
And where's that one?
spots. It's in West Village.
Okay.
It's on McDougal Street, and it's very good. Dave gave it, I believe, 9.1 pizza. He was in a hammock, but he gave it like
it's a little
9.
skewed of a number, but
Yeah, 'cause
I think
all
he
the
ended up-
extra
So he's
stuff.
rating those. Does he rate everything now?
You know, he's done almost everything in Manhattan,
There's
right?
like 1,300 reviews, so yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. John's of Bleeker's his favorite.
Yeah.
Bleecker Street.
Which is right down there too.
Right
So
there.
pizza.
Okay. Yep.
pizza's
It's honestly
good,
worth
but-
it. It's worth it. You
Yeah.
gotta go in. You can't like. There's no slices. You gotta sit down. Old wooden
Amazing.
tables and booths. Nice saucy.
How
crispy pie.
good
Oh.
of a reviewer is he though? Because obviously, food's all subjective. But like when you go to a place, you're like,
Best, dude.
this is.
I mean, I do them with them or, up until we started doing this.
yeah, but
really
when people
full-time.
go there, they go or
Oh
they
yeah,
just say it to please
it's the
you.
Bible now. It's the pizza Bible.
I
It
would
really
say
is.
it's
Well, I
pretty
know it
accurate.
is, but like you
Yeah.
know,
No,
They're
he's
legit.
good.
No, I
Like,
think he's really.
He knows
good.
what
Like,
he's talking about when it comes to
like,
pizza.
Yeah.
He declared this area in New Haven the pizza capital of the world, and it's true. There's 3 streets. There's 3 places on one street. Sally's, Frank Pepe's.
in New Haven,
Mod-
yeah,
Modern.
Sally's
Modern.
is unbelievable.
That's his number one. Like so.
So right. So
John's
the
Bleecker
ones
has
that
the
he
number
likes,
one-
people like.
Right, and like it ends up being the famous places, but like there's a reason why they're so famous,
Right.
and old, and like since the 1930s.
Yeah.
We love like good stories like that, where like there's just like one guy in the back with like flour all over his body,
Yeah.
and he's just like cranking out pizzas. Like there was this place in Jersey. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna forget it. Where he's like, I want the fucking guinea shit, and it's just the all-time guy who lives in the pizzeria. He has a room
Incredible.
right next to it. I don't know how I'm forgetting that place,
but does that affect
Oh,
your
you've
rating?
Done enough.
100%. It
Yeah,
has to.
it has to.
It 100% has to. Santillo's. Al Santillo. Shout out Al Santillo. Like, you can't see that guy. And then, so I think actually Dave gave it a review and then went back in and met him. So it was like kind of like skewed. But yeah, man, it's the city's got some really good spots.
Yeah.
Really good spots.
Yeah, I actually haven't. It's the one city I haven't spent much time in, so
Okay.
it's that I made it like my mission that this, other than my 7 a.m. tea time,
It's important.
pretty much every night I'm gonna go out there and just go to a new restaurant and try it out.
That's cool.
You on the ferry? You doing the ferry back and forth?
I'll probably just Uber, but yeah, I'll do everything, whatever.
All right.
We
However I
talked to
get there.
Morikawa about wearing a tux or a suit on his way over here. I think you guys should start sprucing up your outfits on your way to the golf course.
I would love, you know how sick that'd be, like the NFL, like guys.
Right.
come
Yes.
out
I don't
just
know why
like,
you don't do it.
next new suit. Well,
You're a fashion guy. You can start
Dude, that's
this.
the only reason I brought that up because I
Yeah.
didn't want to I don't want to start doing this with all the guys, but the fashion guys
Yeah.
should have like a little group that you guys all show up and just like dress to the fucking nines.
yeah, and then have like your sick duffel bag that actually has your golf clothes
Sick.
in, and you just walk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
like
do you have to wear
imagine
your
it's
golf
like,
outfit from the car?
Wait, what?
Like, why do you have to wear your golf?
Yeah,
outfit from
I
the
don't know.
car?
I mean, I guess it's just like
don't wear your baseball
The only thing
uniform
is
from
no
the
one's gonna
fucking
see.
Uber.
Like you kind of need a crew there.
Well, let's make a crew.
We'll
Yeah,
start
we can
doing it.
make
We'll start out. We'll have
talking to the
people.
crew.
Yeah,
Like,
this is it.
Yeah.
The
We'll
only
get our
reason
phones
that
out.
No one like videos that stuff is because you guys are wearing the same thing you're wearing on the first tee. If you guys start to wear things from the parking lot to the first tee, it becomes
this
a
might
thing.
be our trademark. We
Let's
might just
do it.
find
We'll say we'll
Honestly,
be telling
Colin-
you do it, and
trademark.
nobody's there to film it.
Yeah, and then
So-
everyone's like, "Why is Wyndham dressed like?" Well, he looks great.
They
But why
start
is he
like
dressed like
making
that?
funny in the locker.
Oh my
Like, where you
God,
go?
man.
How's the wedding, dude? You're
Yeah,
like,
you're,
I think it's a great idea.
Morikawa doesn't do it this week because I said do it at Liberty. I said he said he was gonna take the ferry over. I'm like, if you wear a tux on the way from New York City to Liberty, the place will go crazy.
yeah. I actually have a buddy that does like Christian McCaffrey's suits and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
And it would just be awesome to have a different suit every time or just look dressed in
We
nice.
said this with Colin, but think about like the shit that went down when Tiger just like wore his hat backwards in those ridiculous
Yeah.
glasses. The internet went nuts.
I made a
just
t-shirt
because he
out of
did
it, sold
something
thousands
different.
of them.
But you know what I'm just thinking in my mind? Like, imagine you're just in Moline, Illinois, or Iowa or Illinois or whatever for the John Deere, and I'm just in the middle of nowhere,
Yuck.
dressed like.
Did you put
an
him up to that?
absolute
We
10.
hate the John.
Did
Deere,
you
dude.
put
He
before
loves
this?
the John Deere.
I love it
Fucking
because that's
hate the John
my
Deere.
home. That's my
What a
home
waste
country.
what a waste of a golf
Dude,
tournament.
he just brought that up. The whole golf world knows that tournament sucks.
John Deere's a joke.
I want to see your guys' text messages. If you guys texted him to say you were like shit on the John Deere during this podcast,
Comes dressed out like a tractor. Cool.
Honestly, I didn't even know. That's just a
I had
genuine.
no idea. The whole golf world knows. You think we've been making this up?
I'm gonna storm off of this interview. I'm gonna storm out of here. But the fashion thing I think is a really good idea.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it might cost a lot of money, so.
you have
Whatever.
suits, so you could start.
Yeah, I only have a couple, but I need to like. Actually, I have 6. I kind of have more than
There
a
you
couple.
go.
But
Six?
Yeah, I don't know why. I kind of went. You sometimes go.
fashion guy.
I bought 3 in like one day, and I go, when am I going to wear 3 suits? But
Yeah.
I look at them and go,
Now do you
man,
find
that one
reasons to
time
wear
I
'em?
need to. Yeah.
Do you find reasons to wear them? You like,
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes I'll dress like overly nice, and then it's like, why you dress so nice? I go, well, I
Yeah,
have a
'cause I-
suit that I bought that's a lot of money,
I
and
own
I
6
kind of want to
fucking
wear
suits.
it.
Of course I dress nice. Unreal.
Ugh.
All right, well, we're gonna try to start that. It's gonna be our trend.
Yeah.
Where
You guys never
you're-
mess up these golf shots. Like Matthew Fitzpatrick just like hit one like basic like if he just is that Fitzpatrick? I think that's Fitz.
I think so. Yeah.
He just like
I
if he
can't-
just pulls one like a normal human being, we're dead.
You know, I've been in some like you get so trusted. It's like, man, if this guy shanks, it's like I mean,
Look
Dude,
how
I
many
was
people
saying
would
to
get
Jake
hit by
before
it.
we were
Yeah.
standing in front of Phil and like if he just messes up his job, like people mess up all the time. I mess up every day. If you just like mess up, you kill someone.
the funniest. I mean, honestly, it goes through your mind when you obviously hit it way right or way left, and you're in the trees, and they make the tunnel with all the people. You're like, I mean, this is 8. I have 10 feet basically.
A tunnel of
also-
human beings.
A tunnel of human beings, and I've shanked them in my life.
It's
And
also
like that could happen.
The reason we're in this situation is
He-
because I just hit a
Yeah.
shitty shot.
It's not like I just striped it right down Broadway.
It's happening
I'm on
now.
Wall Street right
Hey,
now.
the
You guys
tunnel
gotta
of
get
humans
out of
isn't in the middle of the fairway.
And the best thing is they all turn like this, and they're like watching.
Yep.
They're like your dome is
Leaning
right
out.
in the way, like you're about to lose a
God,
dome.
dude.
man.
A fucking butterfly goes in your eye or something.
100%. Your foot slips and someone dies.
Over.
Oh,
I mean, it's very much.
it is Matty Fitz.
People's
There he is.
Euro. You have any back and forth with Fitz?
I mean,
He's
not
Euro,
really. I
you're
think
a
if I
Denver
said something,
guy.
he'd be like, "Who the hell is that?"
Yeah.
I won't say I could beat him up. He's tiny.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was someone I knew. We could chirp him, but
I
Yeah.
don't think Fitz is necessarily a fashion icon.
No, he's not.
You know?
no.
No, I love the kid.
Yeah.
but
He started wearing. I mean, it's like stereotypical, but like those like crazy, just like old school English.
There's really not
shit.
that many fashion guys out here. I mean, there's the Europeans all, maybe excluding him, but most Europeans dress. I mean, if we go to a nice dinner at a tournament or like there's some sort of gala or whatever it is, it's just very funny. You see your Southern guys that wear their classic Southern outfit. Then you got your regular American that's just this. The jacket's too big. It just doesn't
Yep.
fit right.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have the Europeans and everything's just tailored perfect.
Tight,
and you're
yeah.
like, man,
Soccer player.
Yeah, and you're like, man, you guys look pretty good. You
Yeah,
know?
I could see him like on a night out in the town looking good.
Yeah,
Fitz, but like in his golf clothes. I mean,
One
he's
guy
wearing
would think
fucking
would
black
look
shorts,
amazing,
black shoes.
especially on the golf
Black
course, is
hat.
Adam Scott, and he's on such a cold streak of looking good on the golf course. He
Outfits
does
have
these-
not been good.
What's the company that he reps?
Uniqlo.
Uniqlo. He
Dude,
just
he
wears,
wears
these like different shades of brown.
Olive on olive. It's like,
Should we? I'm playing with him this week. Should I?
Tell him that
Tell
he
him.
has to step it
Yeah,
up,
dude, your outfit's
He used
like-
to
Hey,
be
your
hot.
outfit's a 7 today. Like,
Which
Used
they
to be
used to
hot.
be
Tell him
awesome.
we want him to be hot again.
He is
We want-
hot, but his
But he's just like wearing
outfits.
baggy brown outfits. Looks like a fucking UPS driver.
Damn.
Remember that? Remember that?
I
Yeah,
remember.
he did.
I remember.
Different shades of brown.
Well, and then
tough.
he's wearing those pleated massive pants. I mean, I'm like, what are we back in the 90s? I mean, it was like Tyga circa 2000.
Maybe
That was
say
just
something to him
crazy.
if you want.
You know what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It'd be a
It's
great
kinda
way
my
to get
elder,
somebody's
but
head,
yeah,
too.
that's
Over on
for
the
sure.
second
What you
tee.
think
Like, what are you
about-
wearing today?
Yeah,
Let us know what you
geez.
think about this suit idea. Get back to us on it.
Yeah, I will. I think it would be great. I'll try it one event. I'll probably get a lot of shit, but
No, but do it when
But
you're
then
in
it'll be like-
contention, you know? Like
Yeah.
when you show
Just
up
show up
Sunday
like
and
a-
you're
Yes.
in the final group or second to last
Yes.
group, because the
Dude,
camera's going to be
contention.
looking for you. You come
are
out
you
in
kidding
a
me?
full
I mean,
suit.
I do that. Everyone's hot. I mean, they literally have no
Exactly.
chance. They'll go, wow, this.
You
I
have to
mean,
remember that you will go down as either the cockiest guy of all time or the biggest legend. There's like there's
either
no
one.
going back.
Because you go shoot 85 and it's great because it's like, well, this guy showed up great, but he shot 85. And if you
Yeah.
go shoot 65, they're like, this guy's. I mean,
Your
it's
hell,
worked out
hair
both ways.
gelled to the max, just tight
Yeah.
outfit. Like,
This
wow.
fucking briefcase.
Wow. Yeah.
Watch, different watches.
You put your TrackMan in a briefcase.
Dude, a
come
briefcase
walking
with
in.
like just a couple tees and like in leather. Like everything's so like I'm here for work.
God, I'd have like a pocket scarf, you know? I mean,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes like bolo tie. I mean, we could
Dude,
like,
put your
do-
golf glove as like the pocket square or something. Like, just a little.
God, we could do, yeah.
Dude, it would be.
Take
This
it
guy's
out.
here for business. Today.
Yeah,
this
that
is not
would
a
be
fun
good.
day. This is a business.
Or
round.
you theme it with the city. So here it'd just be like business, working man,
Totally.
briefcase, you know. But then you go to like LA and it's like a different
Go to
vibe.
Iowa, you wear a
Fine.
corn suit.
Yeah.
Oh, tractor. He dresses
He's- he
as-
gets
You wear
in tractor.
overalls with nothing underneath, so it's just
Exposed hairy nipples.
I like the theme of the city though. That's a
That's
good.
really
Like
cool.
you're clearly into it. So I think
Yeah.
you're a good guy to hold this
I
mantle.
So
think
you're
that
a young
actually-
dude. You're like up and coming. Let's like get a brand.
I know, I think so.
Let's get a brand, man. You're
Yeah.
PXG. You're Nike. You're like cool.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
By the way, have you ever gotten that you like looked like
Justin Thomas?
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
my god. I mean, just looking at you, I'm like, geez, I'm talking to JT.
Yeah, I've gotten that.
Yeah.
I've gotten that.
How do you feel about it?
I like it.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah.
You don't. That didn't
Well,
sound like
I mean,
it.
I don't think you love looking like me either. I think it's bad for both of us. I'm like,
I think you have the
honestly,
same mannerisms. Like, do you watch him or does he watch you? Or
maybe.
is it something?
Probably a little bit of both again.
We used to be a little rocky in the beginning of our relationship, and now I think we're better.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
What made it rocky? I don't know the history.
I hated when he would write, because he's a huge Alabama fan, and he would
Oh.
say, it's game day, comma, you guys. He would always tweet that every Saturday, and it used to drive me fucking nuts.
The comma.
The comma.
You
I
just
don't know,
like the comma.
He was just like grammatically correct, and it felt very like.
Especially from Kentucky
Just felt
boy
like,
in Alabama.
I don't know.
It's like,
Like, what are you doing? Bro?
Yeah.
So I would always like get kind of like after him on that.
Turns out there was a good backstory.
Turns out there's a great backstory, and turns out he's like one of the coolest guys ever. So
Yeah.
it's been a couple years.
What?
since
Well,
then.
actually, I want to hear this backstory. What is?
It was like the Bama fan.
Yes.
Right? There's like a
And
really
Jake is an Alabama guy, so he,
One of his buddies from college would like tweet it every single day. He's like pretty like popular on Alabama football Twitter.
Okay.
And so he would like basically do it to mock him.
right.
Oh, okay.
So it was more like it wasn't as douchey as I thought. It was like he was just doing it to his boys. and
Yeah,
they
It's
it
almost
caught
like an inside
on.
joke to Bama
They
fans
caught
that
on
knew him.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but that was years ago.
We haven't had him on in a while. By the
No,
way.
we
gotta
haven't.
get JT back on. But anyways,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
we
boys,
appreciate it.
appreciate
Thank
it.
Good luck this week. Good luck with the fashion trends you're gonna set.
Yeah, I thought we might try it.
And we'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, sounds good, boys.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.